Where's salute to everybody in the chat. Salute. Welcome to the Damu Kiwe conversation, man. We gonna open with a prayer, man, praying for all our loved ones. Yael, as he gets everything he getting tightened up. We send love to that brother. We'll be here holding it down until he come back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my brother Yael. Hey, hit that like button. Hey, if you on IG, go to Twitch or go on YouTube to Active Chucks. Active Chucks, you'll be able to catch the whole live. We got the content. I'm pinning that so y'all know where to get it at. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Now we got that pin. You feel me? We got that pin. Big LA, what up, bro? Salute. Salute to everybody. Boulevard 213, what's the deal, homie? East. Salute, love one. East Side Low Bottoms, tap in. Shout out to the East Side Low Bottoms. Oh, it's grimy down there. There's a lot of money down there. Some real players that came up off that low bottom, man. Some real hustlers, man. You know what I'm saying? But look, salute to everybody on YouTube. Hit that like button. Let's get active in the chat. The chat's where it's at. Welcome to the Damu Kiwe conversation. Hey, look, I know my brother's been focusing on getting what he got to get done, but it's not like he ain't here with us. You know what I'm saying? Here with them likes. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they up in here, though. 12 kids, bro. Oh, my mama. Quad. Salute. Quad only 216. My dude trying to start a football team. Hey, listen, man. OKC and 5. Church. Laugh out loud. There's no way for them to win in 5. I'm going for OKC because I used to stat Case and Wallace games when he was in high school. Case and Wallace, I love his game. Pesky defender, point of attack defender. He can slash. He will bam on you. If you blink too long and he see it, he's going to bam on you. Explosive. You know what I'm saying? But mostly I really like his defense. If his three-pointer come off consistent anywhere like 36, 37%, that dude might have a 15-year NBA career, man. Tough kid. I would love to see OKC win because hit that like button. Oh, I thought it was 7:15 my time. Deuce on CST. Yeah, I'm on CST. No, your notifications are to your local time. Mine say 5:15. Wait, what y'all say? Jagante, big facts. I'm waiting to see who going to land Cooper flag. Dallas going to land Cooper flag. What you mean? They're not passing that up for nobody. Great White Hope. Not to say his game ain't spunky, but they projected him to be an elite defender in the NBA. I got to see that first. But he's definitely offensively skilled. I got him having a worst case scenario, pretty good NBA career. Mike B, salute, man. I see that y'all take. Hey, everybody that's on Instagram, go ahead and go over to Twitch, or you can come up over to Clubhouse or YouTube. We is live with the content. You know what I'm saying? So, let me see. Quiet. Everybody's just chilling. Y'all don't want the content? That's cool, because it's a whole lot of it too. We already been in here 8 minutes. And it's really slow, you know what I'm saying? So y'all think Luce lied when he said Big U called him and told him no, Nip was killed, and his Nip was killed. Quad's only 216. Do we think Luce died? We know Luce died. I mean, we think Luce lied? We know Luce lied. Quad's only 216. Wait, you believe Luce, the liability, was telling the truth when he said that Big U called him 30 minutes? Oh, that's nasty work, man. Hell yeah, he like, oh, Mike, we already seen it. Quite a good question. The thing I think about is when the shit hit the fan in March with the RICO. He switched and said a lot of stuff just didn't happen. And I think that call was one of the things. It wasn't even only that. When the day that Nipsey died, he was with Gigi in the bed. When his twin called and told him that. He lied and said China called and told him, he lied and said Big U called and told him that. So he definitely lied about that. Street TV been debunked that shit. I'm talking about he said he had the video footage of it. Fuck audio. The actual videotaping of the call, because allegedly he was shooting a different reality show. So when the call come in, they're shooting a reality show and they pick up the call. So if this is what he promised and set the bar when he got on No Jumper that he was going to prove. The nigga copied and pasted a picture he took off the internet with him. Been debunked. That's crazy. Big U really up against it. That's one of the reasons why I'm getting into this today and wanted to get into it. I always wondered about that. I'll be tripping sometimes. I pondered Nip getting told the wrong shit. He was questionable. Could have been meant about Brick, but wires crossed and people thought it was Eric. No, I don't think that's what it was. Hey, y'all, remember CS2Back said he had the recording, didn't he? Man, they ain't got no goddamn recording. CS2Back admitted that was a lie since then. But we been debunked it. But y'all ain't gonna believe the people. Y'all rather believe a lie. That's the crazy part. Hit that like button. Do y'all even understand how much stress and pain Big U went through when they lost Nipsey Hussle? Y'all couldn't even imagine the threat, his family getting threats from conspiracy theorists who believed that he had something to do with unaliving who he felt was his son. But you know what? Everything in the dark comes to the light. And just like Big U went through that, I want to hear y'all who took that position and slandered that black brother's name with something that you would like it to be in Judas, bro. They called him the Crip Jesus. This is what Snoop was calling Nipsey. And if you know why, go look that up. Some people really believe because of his descendants to the line of the crown prince that he was a destined leader, a prophet. But even without that, for Big U to even contemplate that would be the ultimate betrayal. And y'all just assume all over the internet and slandered this man's name, saying that he has something to do with Shitty. Even though Jumper taking people outie. So when there's paperwork come out, 20,000 hours that the government claim that they have of wiretaps, when them wiretaps come out, y'all gonna hear some stuff. Y'all gonna hear Big U's position because I remember when he was telling me the whole shit. I witnessed his strength and fortitude to just take what come with it. When he could have been nasty, when he could have dropped a lot of shit that motherfuckers don't know nothing about. Fuck it, I'll be the bad guy. That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, man. That was something I was able to witness. And he was able to camouflage the pain that he felt, the hurt that he felt, to be associated with doing something like that. Yeah, they was killing his family after he killed Nip, you're right. And Shitty would have for sure told on Big U if he had anything to do with it. and they went all the way back through. I don't think Shitty would have told. Bro, Shitty was not a snitch. That's assuming that Shitty was a snitch. Where's the paperwork on Shitty right now from that robbery case? Westwood, Jake Stone, where's the paperwork at? Ain't nobody want to see that paperwork? If y'all don't want to see that paperwork, then y'all don't want to know what really happened to Nipsey. Y'all want to blame whoever y'all blaming. What up, Deuce? Salute, salute, man. And they went back in his text and phone call 6 months, and they couldn't find anything that had to do with Big U. Yeah, man, that was so crazy, man. Active checks, man. Just because y'all did that, before we get into that, we finna get into my boy, man, Alex Alonzo. Hit that like button if you're just coming in. Big Marcus, King A, salute. What up? Ghost of Bandera, salute. Renegade Duchess, Mike B, Tartan Mystic. You know what I'm saying? G Upquin. What up, Megan Davis? These nuts is in the house and it's up. These nuts is in the house and it's up. These nuts is trolling, man. Hey, y'all. Hey, one thing I love about y'all, man, y'all stay active in the chat, because the chat's where it's at. Fan West TV 2, I'm a day one from my section. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to this content, though. Hold on. Let me see what's going on IG first. You know? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he told me he know you. Yeah, of course he know me. That's like family, man. I love Big Mike and Little Mike. You know what I'm saying? I used to make sure he get home because he was going to Dorsey at the time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, for those who don't know, the new Patreon is up. I'm going to give y'all a quick flash. The Patreon is up. Part 2 of the interview with the lady pointing the finger at Reggie Wright. You got to go support us. You got to go support us. It's up. It's up. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Part 2 is up. I'm just getting the Patreon going, man. Support us. Allow us a little bit more comfortability with just a little bit every month. You know what I'm saying? To help us continue to do what we do and even expand on, you know what I'm saying, the things that we do. We really getting our business together. This is 20 minutes, but I think it's so pertinent because the question came up, did we believe Lucy Coochie Ashley? The fake loose cannon, nigga. Loose caboose cannon. Loose bows. I boo-boo. We go on the street TV, Alex Alonzo.
This guy is just
let's go
digging a hole for his own case. He doesn't realize it, and neither does Sharice. Every time he gets on the phone, the feds will figure out one little thing he said that they could use against him. One tiny sentence that he said that they could use against him.
So in reality, Munchie saved him when he called in a no jumper because Munchie didn't let him talk at all.
No, but the fact that he's willing to have an argument with a free man, with his baby mama on the phone, that's going to be used as ammunition against him. They're going to say, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, listen to how this man that's facing 20 years in prison for the Hobbs Act is acting on a podcast arguing with free people.
Man, the grinding, what you got going on?
Shit, doing a podcast with Munchie B and Stoner from the town, aka J Stone Rue. How you doing? And Lush, obviously.
Yeah, and Lush too. Tell Peanut Butter Munch how he doing.
Okay,
I asked him, is he PC'd up yet?
Yeah, we're gonna hang up if you're gonna be doing that line of questioning.
No, leave him on there. Why you snitch on Eddie Boy in court?
You said what?
Why you snitch on Eddie Boy in court?
Who snitched on him? Listen, you goofy.
Hey, hold on. Why you telling your brother? What?
Dude.
Hey, salute to Munchie B and a B team for saying, no, don't run them off. Let's get the content, nigga. That says a lot about where Munchie B is at as a content creator. Nigga, this nigga can't compete with me on no G shit. This nigga ain't even from where he say he from. Nigga, he talking this. Let's get the content. And salute to Munchie B. BT.
My brother did that. Why you telling your brother?
BT Wright.
Why you telling your brother?
What you talking about?
I didn't do that. My brother did that.
You goofy.
Why you telling your?
Shut up.
Is you still 32 or 42?
You a buster. You a sweetheart.
You know your wife about to get ran while you gone, right?
All right, so you just said you was gonna cut off the call for him saying that.
No.
It feels like mutual combat now. Yeah.
Yeah, we boxing. Hey, Sharice, man, stand up on his place, bro.
One of the two.
Hey, stand up over his place, bro. Big back. Hey, look. Hey, slow blood.
You a buster, bro.
Hey, what happened with you and Brick?
Sweetheart.
Why you lie about kicking Brick out the cell?
Real life buster, bro.
Hey, look, listen, slow cannon. Look. Why you lying about kicking Brick out the cell? Slow cannon. Slow cannon. Hey, who put you on the hood, cuz? Who put you on?
Anyway, can you mute the peanut butter?
No, hey, stand on woman's place, blood. Goddamn.
Which one like?
Ah, goddamn.
Continue or you want to
Like
mute the
him walking through
You
that.
can't mute him. He's here in real life.
I'm here in real pop.
Okay, well, tell him to shut the hell up.
Hey, Butterbean.
Peanut butter.
Hey, slow cannon. Tell your bro shut up, bro.
Hey, just
Slow cannon. Oh man, cool. Hey man, I can't wait to Big U beat your ass. Hey, look. Why you snitching your brother in court, bro?
You ain't gonna do nothing.
Nah, nigga, you in jail.
On nothing, bro. My name is Clean.
Does your garage have exposed, cracked, and stained concrete, or worse? Do you have a bad epoxy job or chipping paint? Hi, I'm Dan with Comer.
You're not supposed to do that.
It's real easy to say that it was jealousy, and that might have played a part into it, but it was a whole lot more, allegedly, is what I'm hearing. Let's go.
And Sharice, as the baby mama, she's supposed to be protecting her family. She's got a child with this man.
Mm-hmm.
You can get anywhere from 2 years, 3 years, 5 years to 20 years for the Hobbs Act, which is the robbery that he's being charged with in this RICO indictment. They're gonna give him the max because of all his shenanigans.
He gonna have me in his next court transcripts.
Yeah, Munchie B name is probably already in this case for that argument.
Yeah, Sharice called Ack, and they were totally talking about Munchie, but didn't say his name. So,
Right.
and Ack was acting like he didn't know your name. He goes, the dark-skinned one. That's what he said.
I know, I heard that.
I was like, dude.
Oh, maybe I didn't hear that part. The dark skin one. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay, I didn't hear that one.
Well,
I heard it, but I didn't hear that.
what's happening now between the fake Kading and Wack100, this is something that I knew was going to happen, and I knew it was going to take a long time because that was the reason why I brought out the real wife, the estranged wife, Jasmine Gigi Adams, and did an interview with her, is because I wanted to counter everything that they was presenting. When we did the interview, I think Gigi thought that was going to help and everyone will see that I told the truth and they will turn on Wack and fake Kading immediately.
Take time.
And I was like, nah, that's not the way it works.
Right.
I literally told her, it's going to take about a year. It's going to take about 1 year before we start this thing gets dismantled.
To catch up to it.
Yeah, it's going to take a year. Not everyone's going to believe you right away. Being on street TV does bring some credibility because most people know that the information that we put out is 100% accurate.
Yep.
We don't put out no BS. We don't run fake plays. So that helped. That gave her some traction. But it was going to take a year. And here we are. We did that interview 14 months ago. And now it's all falling apart. The whole thing is falling apart. And I want to play a few clips so we can just, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Let me say something real quick. Hit that like button if y'all just coming in, right? He knew they were going to accuse him of that bullshit. That's why he wasn't really giving that shit no energy. Black Sam would have tried to get Big U himself, in my opinion. Nah, but Black Sam be leading. He got his own issues. They don't see eye to eye. Never have since that incident. But it wasn't like that, right? Niggas tolerate each other because it's certain people that you love. Some people you're going to bump heads with, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't fit. But salute to Alex Alonso. Somebody in my chat, in my comments said, I'm a rat because I support Alex Alonso and some weird shit. Well, I do support Alex Alonso, so if I'm a rat for supporting Alex Alonso, thank you. I aspire to have the journalistic reputation that the professor Alex Alonso has at USC, which is in my neighborhood. So while y'all look at him as just being another creator, he's a connoisseur and student of gang culture. He's been documenting it for years now. And just salute to that brother, man, because when he put his stamp on something, it ain't no fake play. And that's what we got, like a congruent objective. That's where our content merges. Let's go.
We got 3 clips, and the first clip is going to be academics interviewing Sharice, asking some interesting questions. The second clip is going to be Wack100 going big on academics because he's upset about the relationship that academics has with Sharice and the fake cannon. Without him now, they got a direct line. And then the third clip is Adam from No Jumper asking Sharice about some of the issues. So let's go with the first clip of academics and Sharice.
Oh no, is this like an in the pool party? Can't get in there.
Get your money, then, Alex Alonso.
Have you guys, you're good on that end, or is it a situation where you guys are reaching out to people who could assist, or what?
Well, listen, of course, you know, we make money, but, you know, Cannon has supported so many people along the way. So he's expecting his boys, his friends, his business associates to also step in and not put it all on my back. You feel me?
His child's godfather. The White got to put some things on that. Come on now.
That's yeah.
I mean, come on, right? Like, I would think one hand washes the other.
I'm still waiting.
Okay.
But you know, absolutely.
Don't worry, Wack gonna put some of that diaper money on it. Don't you worry. Some of that diaper.
Still waiting on a box of diapers right now. I'm sponsored by Coterie. You know, Coterie sponsors Cali. They pay him every month to promote, and they send him a goodie box every month. He gets 100 diapers every month. He has no lack of diapers right now.
Oh, well, the incredible diaper is probably going to be in the mail.
The diapers got to pay the same $10K that the Cody is paying every month too.
Oh shit! Okay. Hey,
okay, that was the first clip. Let me just say this: y'all got to be the dumbest people to let Wack100 be the Godfather. That's insanity. Like, you know, these people are slow. If they let Wack100 be the Godfather. This guy is he's an absolute bum. This guy he's a fraud. You guys let a fraud be the Godfather. Obviously, that ain't worked out for y'all. And they don't make money. Fake Cannon don't make money. Now, Sharice, you do got money. You got your own house. You got some Airbnbs. But you married a bum. No, you didn't marry. You got me fooled almost now.
Play house.
You're playing house with a guy that has no motion. He's a scam artist. And Wack ain't giving y'all no diapers, Munchie.
I don't think she need them diapers, bro. We go see, because them diapers don't hold up like that. That she want a little, never mind, but yeah. But see, that's where he said let them diapers come with 10K. Now you out of line. See, that's why Wack went off. Well, Wack didn't even hear it yet, so that ain't why. But that's something he could be offended by. What you mean it need to come with 10K?
Right.
If somebody's sponsoring your baby, that's good for you. Like,
let me tell you what I did. She said she's sponsored by this
Greenback
company called Codier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
I sent them an email last night, and I asked them if they can confirm a sponsorship that you have with Sharice Mills and their baby, and I'm waiting to get a response. I don't know if that's
factual.
They're giving up 10K for what? Giving 10K a month for what?
Yeah, does her baby have it?
She's got fake subscribers. Fake followers on Instagram. Fake.
Hold on.
A million followers on Instagram.
Speaking of fake followers, this is a perfect segue, and we'll get back to this, and then we'll get into to Nipsey Hussle, Big U. But we had to get to this because show some shit. Hey, look, this is some nasty work, bro. We got somebody getting some fake views, man. It's nasty work because he's a repeat victim. You know what I'm saying? He's a repeat offender. I mean, some people really are very sensitive to how they're being perceived. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to look like failures. They're not trying to make money or run a business. And you can tell by the kind of content and their reaction. But let's go to post real quick, right? Oh, yeah, here it go. Bam. Oh, this is nasty work, man. Rich Grinder is the culprit. Oh, no. They talked about fake subscribers, which we couldn't let them get by without highlighting the goofy. This nigga's a goofy. Goofy! Trap News Network, 98,000 views in the first 2 hours. You know how viral that is? Just think about how viral that is. Y'all see that? 98,000 views in 2 hours. That's Trap News Network, right? That's Rich Grinder, right? But then when you go up to the newer one, oh, it didn't upload. Okay, I gotta upload it. Where that thing at? Let me get to the whole picture, man. That's nasty work. We'll stop sharing. Let me send that up over there, man, because that's some nasty work that he would even do some shit like that. So you see, in 2 hours, he was able to get 98,000 subscribers. But we could go on there right now, right? Right now. Let's go to his channel. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go on Trap News Network. The same video that got 98,000 network. 98,000 views in 2 hours. 2 days later, let's see how many views that thing got. And ever since the first 2 hours, his video has not done another 1,000. It's been 2 days. 2 days. 2 whole
Everything
days.
you can to get your blood pressure in check. And now you have Super Beats Heart Chews by Human.
This is nasty work. 2 days later, 98,000 views. The same thing. One comment. They're all gonna laugh at you. Nigga got 98,000 paid views for the first 2 hours, right? How is you grinding? How is you trapping? But nigga, you paying the people to smoke your work. You giving out free work, nigga. In fact, worse than giving out free work, you paying them to smoke your work, nigga. Hey, Deuce, I peeped out. You the OG who's who. Yeah, hey, Drew V, yeah, I was who's who before who's who was doing it. I stayed with a phone and I caught with like 4 different phones. 4 different times I was caught with phone. Hit the like button on the way in, family. Yeah, please do that, man. Hit that like button. But the nigga, in 2 days, he ain't got another 1,000 since 2 hours. So it went 22 hours plus 2 more days, and this nigga ain't got 1,000 since then, and he got 1 comment. Hey, man, everybody pray for him. He's in a midlife crisis, 40-year-old, want to be a fighter. He trying to keep up with the Joneses, dating TikToker, with tricking on TikTokers because she exposed he was doing that. He switch hitting, you know what I'm saying? The nigga got caught on Grindr, nigga. Hey, listen, now it was Grindergate. What we gonna call this one, Rich Trapper? What are we gonna call this one? This nigga need an asterisk when he get his plaque. We know this nigga bought subs. 62 likes, 119 people. The facts, come on, people, hit that like. Yeah, they tripping. That's why I'm taking my time on the content, man. Alex Alonso was the first one that I remember on YouTube that was going to these neighborhoods and explaining how they work. Kid the Barber, chill, yeah. I support all black podcasts. And Alex never tried to make it about him. It was always about the culture. Hey, Kingdom, man, I'm directly with you, man. You know what I'm saying? And anytime I need help or I asked that dude if it was within his power, man, he tried or he helped me, man. West up, Degante Cobb is West Good family. I don't think Black Sam thinks Big U had anything to do with his brother's death. That's what I'm saying, dudes. But I could be wrong just speaking from the outside. Looking in, I don't think he believed that either. But I think that he plays on that to make Big U the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he know that's what a lot of people believe. Fam West, 10K, stop it. Deuce might be TZ. That's a trans Buddha. Hey, the Patreon link is in the chat. The Patreon link is in the chat. Look, the uncut version of the interview implicating Reggie Wright in multiple is on Patreon at Active Chucks. You gotta pay. Go support a black man. Y'all support black business, right? Help me stay out of jail, nigga. Me and Yael. We gonna up the game. We got a lot coming on. Hey, salute to Dose Reality TV. Salute to Scandalous Los Angeles. Hold on. Let's get back to the content. I'll stop if I get some good questions, but good comments. But we gotta get through all of this work. It's a lot of shit. So let's get back to Street TV and Munchie B over there. Him and Alex dissecting the pathological lies of the fake loose cannon.
Yeah, and they're all bought. I have Gigi showed me, the real wife showed me receipts of him purchasing followers on Instagram, in chunks of like 50,000. So his 1 million followers on Instagram, they're all fake. And all you gotta do is read the engagement, read the comments. They're all bots.
Right.
It says stuff that has nothing to do with the post, like "Have a great day." What does that got to a whole bunch of weird comments from all these bots?
What happened, Judy?
So yeah, I don't know if she's being sponsored, but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get to the bottom.
What is it called?
Do you know how to pronounce that?
No, I don't know.
What's y'all
It's
seeing?
diapers, right?
Yeah. It's a high end upscale baby company.
Okay, high end.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to do my research.
Yeah, they do all kind of stuff. They got baby wipes.
Okay, they're in the market of babies.
Yeah.
Baby wipes, diapers. They got all the little baby related things, right?
All that stuff.
Okay.
It's like when I had my kids, I remember we bought these high-end strollers. I think they were called McLarens. Really nice strollers. You ever see those little tiny strollers? It's just like a piece of material holding the baby in there. And it looks like that when you push that stroller, they're feeling every bump in the sidewalk.
Right.
Them little cheap $15 strollers.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can you even put your kid in those? But I understand people can only afford $20 for a stroller.
Right.
Yeah. We had the double stroller too because my boys were born 1 year apart, and with the rubber wheels and the big wheels, and this is what this brand is like.
Okay.
When it comes to diapers and
So it's a reputable brand. I just never heard of it.
yeah.
Yeah, they buying views out here.
All right, so Wack had something to say. He didn't like the fact that I think he's jealous, bro.
Get up off
I
them
think he's
bushes.
jealous that Sharice and the fake cannon brought the Lil Durk interview to the internet and they used academics and it had nothing to do with Wack. I think bro is feeling a certain kind of way, getting a little emotional.
Damn, do Dirk even have a relationship with White? Because I think, yeah, do he?
No, but his relationship was with Ack.
Right.
You know?
All right.
And he was left out of that. So let's play the second clip of Wack and Academics.
There you go. So,
Hey, Sharice did say she waiting on you to contribute, though.
She waiting on what?
She waiting on you to contribute.
She waiting on me to contribute to what? Nah, she ain't spoke out of turn like that about me, and she said that with Loose on the phone.
Running a small family business out here isn't easy. Hey, Dad.
Nah, Loose wasn't on the phone, but she said.
Yeah. If she said that, she out of line as a woman, and that's her problem now. She keep getting out of line, and now they violating her. And I told him, she overstepped on her boundaries. She a square kick that come from another life that's been being exposed. She gotta watch her mouth, bro.
Yeah.
She means she waiting for me to contribute to who? Contribute to what? I taught him. Hey, listen, keep it real. What's Tony?
She also
What's the
said
only way
you owed
she
her
able
some
to call you?
diapers. She said you never sent the diapers.
I don't owe her a motherfucking thing, bro.
She said you never
They
sent
better
anything.
stop f***ing with Black. Check this out. You know me. Niggas better leave me the f*** alone before I start tripping.
That's the mother of your godchild.
Man, f*** all that, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why she said that. It feels like maybe she just wants a conversation. Maybe you guys haven't talked.
She said what?
Right.
She had said that. She said,
Salute
listen,
y'all,
she's still waiting
Max
on you to contribute.
videos.
Right?
You're
Because
right.
I brought up, I said, hey, are you guys looking for
Check
people to
this
contribute?
out. Act. Let me ask you a question. What's the only reason why they got to reach to you?
You.
Yeah, I think what they need to realize is I made them in this little world that's so big to them that we just use as a
Hit
hustle.
that like button.
Sharice calling the act talking about she waiting for me to contribute. Hey, listen, man, they better leave me the f alone. I know she ain't said you gotta be gaslight, bro. Contribute.
It's on audio. It's on audio. You go watch it.
Wait, contribute what? She waiting for me to contribute what? Who the f she think I am?
I mean, throw a little bit in the
Her
pot.
nigga was following me, right?
Yeah.
Her nigga was reaching to me to help, right?
Yeah.
So what that tell you?
I think that they're looking at like you throw them a 5,000-10,000. You know what I mean? Because she said
I ain't
something with
throwing nobody some thing that owe me. Nigga, they owe me.
She said something about the diapers, and I'm not gassing. They're gonna say. I think she said. I said, yo, Wax is probably gonna send you some incredible diapers, and she said, as long as that comes with like, as long as it comes with a 10,000.
I ain't seeing nobody. She ain't nobody, bro.
Have you
out of here? Talked to him the other day and told him you need to tell her to watch her mother mouth, bro.
Okay.
I don't play them games, bro.
All right, that's enough of that clip.
That's a lady that don't come from our world.
Oh, it was almost over anyways. I know you got something to say, Munch.
He 100% correct. She need to watch her mouth and stay in her lane. You know what I'm saying? I don't think no man with sense want his girlfriend, baby mama, wife arguing with another man. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And she ain't working with a full deck of cards. So, you know, she gonna keep, I mean, especially messing with me, she'll keep getting embarrassed. You know what I'm saying?
Now, they haven't had a public argument yet, Wack and Sharice.
Well, I just ran across something this morning. She told him that Wack could suck her invisible dildo. Now, that's disrespectful.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I did hear that, too.
Yeah, that's suck what?
And Wax just went big on big for no reason. And I just feel like he's a big bully. And at this point, I don't want anything to do with him. He can go ahead and suck my motherfucking invisible dildo at this point.
Invisible dildo?
But you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, Sharice, keep talking your mess so we can enjoy the show. Because this is what you guys deserve. This is what you guys... Look, Wack said he made them. Yeah, you made them, but these people have been pathological liars ever since you brought them to No Jumper. So you're part of the blame.
Did you see the Traplo Ross documentary where he paints Luce as being some sort of like pathological liar? How do you feel about that?
No, I haven't even watched it. Honestly, I don't really watch these things.
Okay.
So I only watch things that people send me, and nobody sent me that. And
Okay.
whether or not he's a pathological liar or not, if that's true or not, clearly, there's some truth to some things. I know everybody was doubting that even Lil Durk was going to be on our podcast interview this past Sunday, and look what happened. We made history.
Wait.
Okay, we made history. Durk never did an interview.
We made history. This bitch and her dreams of grandeur. This bitch got delusions of grandeur, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The bitch talking about we made history because we got dirt on a phone call interview with academics. That ain't no motherfucking history. The fuck kind of history did that break? But as far as her talking about that, we're talking about him being a pathological liar because he went on before millions of subscribers and implicated live snitch on Eugene Henley Jr. Big U. Draw. You're talking about a Lil Durk interview? Your sense of reality is distorted, discombobulated, and you need to be re-educated. We're going to get back to this real quick, man. Nasty work.
Since his arrest, and look, the first one to do it. So y'all go eat that.
The truth about everybody she was getting hit by when she went to No Jumper, she named the whole list, her hit list, who bent her over. Everybody that worked at Zeus hit her.
Yeah, but then she started going with the fake canon lies like, oh, yeah, he's a ghost producer.
She made that term up.
Yeah.
I never heard of the ghost producer. I heard of a ghost writer.
Yeah.
The first record that we all did together is Bringing California Back, featuring YG and Nipsey, produced by Dr. Dre. So it was like, it was.
Booking.com has all kinds of stays. For those who love family resorts.
Produced by Dr. Dre.
Of course.
Okay.
Hit that like button.
Okay.
His likes ain't adding up.
Nipsey was on a Dre produced track.
No, it was because of me. So.
He really brought them all together.
Yeah. Produced for Mariah Carey, Beyonce, Usher, 50 Cent, The Game, Cardi B, Offset, Rich the Kid, etc. Like for everybody.
So you've been producing for music for years?
For years. Since I was like 14. I had a
Cam Capone
hit record with
News.
50 Cent. And
what song?
Hey, Cam Capone News. As much as I fucked with your channel, you down bad right now, Cam Capone News. You allow this lying motherfucker to come tell all of these lies on your platform. You invited him and put this out as you're stamping this shit. No Jumper is stamping this shit. Academic is stamping this shit. Nigga, Back on Fig is stamping this shit. At some point, these platforms need to be held liable also. If Loose Cannon and No Jumper knew that this nigga was lying, Cam Capone News, if they knew this nigga was lying and allowed them to lie and say that he called him about the Nipsey Hussle 30 minutes before and they knew that was a lie, or even if they didn't know it was a lie, he's still suffering damages, psychological, all kind of motherfucking damages, business connections, movies turned down because of you motherfuckers allowing the machine of internet promotion to slander that man's name. This is nasty, bro. Cam Capone, you down bad. Anything for
can't
like
say,
a view.
A hit record.
NDAs, you know, when they buy off the license to.
Because I was actually writing and producing and stuff like that. So I got an opportunity with Chris Lightning before he died or whatever, and one of 50 Cent's biggest records.
So you produced it
I produced it.
But you don't have credit for it in the album?
You know what they do when they have those ghost producers and they buy it out?
Ghost producers.
Ghost producer, girl, boo. That's crazy, man. Chocolate chip water.
Well,
and now if they come with some chocolate chip water, like literal water, I need a cut. The little flavored water that tastes like chocolate chip, I need a cut for a big ass get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I thought it was funny when Academic said, "Ain't he the Godfather?"
Fuck all that.
All that.
Yeah.
Hey, Wack, you such an idiot, man. I'm loving this show. I really am.
Wack ain't wrong in this sense though.
Nah, he not. But he wrong for look. He's in this position because of him.
Who?
I knew
who in what position? Because
Wack is in this position because he decided to bring some bozos to the platform.
Okay.
He decided to bring these liars, these pathological liars and bozos to No Jumper.
Right.
He decided to take them to DJ Academics, and now it's coming back on him like a boomerang.
Well,
so I'm enjoying the show.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every done.
I'm getting back on track with Factor. Fresh, never frozen meals.
That's
Karen
the
Bishop.
energy you gonna reciprocate. That's it. Hey, shout out Street TV. Go ahead and run that up. It's on Street TV. You know what I'm saying? Alex Alonso, Munchie B, man, straight politicking. Salute to them up over there, man. So all of these lies, and people still want to point the finger at Big U. We finna get into the content. Hit that like button. Wipe the boogers out your eye and stop lying about being an East Coast influencer. Oh yeah, he definitely lying about being a real loose cannon. Bro named Chris Lighty. Lil Ace, y'all worshiping the wrong people. He said 14 ghost producers gut busting funny to me. Salute dude, salute my salute the chat. Lil Ace 0006 salute. Name one song Luce got paid from. He ain't made no money in the industry. Luce was trying to be cool with Munchie. I have, still am. Cool with Munchie every month. He had to say peanut butter though. Off top, big salute to Munchie B. Munchie B for sure. Worshiping who? Don't nobody over here worship anybody except the Lord. Tell him Mike B the most high, all praises do much. Let me see. MJ, salute, Juvie, salute. All them platforms starting to look real police-ish. Yeah, not starting, they ended looking real police-ish. D-Twin, salute, Duse M, man, salute. And salute to Gabor Yasha Harala, the chariot man. Sound like a Levi. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the tribe of Levi. You know what I'm saying? The Limba. Jermaine Jones, I'm glad Cam made him lie on record. Yeah, I'm glad that he able to make him lie. Man, when he take the stand against Big U, it's going to be little Wooly. He finna make the prosecution look stupid for believing the damn lies this nigga in total. But look, we going to get into this video where did Big U have Nipsey murdered Crenshaw? This is by Beyond the Fame Celebrity. So to the brother who said we weird for this title, I'm just going up off the video, brother. You know what I'm saying? I only got a certain amount of letters I could put into the title, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry you feel that anything over here could ever be described as weird just because you lack understanding or what's going on. Salute, dudes. Laugh out loud. Much respect. I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. But facts. Shout out to the tribe of Levi too. Yeah, I'm from the tribe of Levi. Hey, the Levi. My dog named Levi too. I named him after my tribe. Shalom, no brother. GoFundMe, the Loose Cannon Stake Fund donations. Y'all crazy, man. 12 tribes worldwide, Black, Hispanic, natives. Yeah, tribe of Benjamin, the brother must be a native, huh? You know what I'm saying? But let's get to this. Hit that like button. I didn't want y'all to miss this one. Hit the like button.
reach to these people is very hard because you're dealing with the pressures of trying to be successful as well as the pressure of people intentionally waking up to try to bring harm your way. You know what I mean? Trying to stop you from doing that because if I grew up on the same block you grew up on and we had the same trials and tribulations, but you became successful and I became a failure, it made me feel a certain way about myself. Because we had the same, we dealt the same deck cards. You know what I mean? So I feel like my success affects the people closest to me the most. A person that don't know me might root for me, you know what I mean, and be happy for me. A person that know me and comes from the same environment, had the same cards dealt to them, that keep going to jail, don't have no money, never made their parents proud or their mama proud, never did anything that they could look in the mirror and be proud of. You know what I mean? It makes you feel a certain way.
Grammy-nominated rapper Nipsey Hussle was gunned down outside his LA clothing store today. Police say the 33-year-old was one of 3 people shot this afternoon. Fans gathered at the scene after hearing about the shooting on social media. They called him an inspiration, say he was active in his community.
What do you guys think about Eric Holder? Should he cuss? Did he do this on behalf of, did he knock off Nipsey on behalf of Big U?
Then you got motherfuckers like American Dope. So you got Al Prophet, and he instigating to push that narrative. A Detroit native, a known tattletale, he told on a shooting that he witnessed. This is the person who is trying to paint this picture of Big U wanting to knock down Nip. Nasty work. We just went from Alex Alonso and his journalistic reputable legacy, and then we go to Al Prophet. It's like the total opposite, huh?
The studio and the deceased young man in Las Vegas sound suspiciously similar to these scenarios we're hearing about Nipsey.
Homie, they killed Nip too. Let's not forget, homie. They killed Nipsey Hussle. Eric Holder was not a lone actor in that.
Why are doctors using these strange pouches to eliminate disease-spreading rodents in 24 hours?
Let's get back to
if you go back and follow the details, Nip and Big U got into it. The set have made it known nobody's bigger than the set. Nobody's bigger than the program. Nip had gotten bigger than the program.
And it was a family dispute, you know what I mean? And that's what happened.
Hold on, let's first talk about Charleston Wright. He said that he got too big for the program, and that's what he was just implicating another known snitch. Just like we just got off the Mountaineer that we know this snitch, we got another one, Charleston White, who ain't even from our community. He's not from our community. He doesn't really have our best interest, right? But they utilize their influence to shape a narrative pointing the finger at this man. Let's go.
Families had disputes, you know what I mean? And that's my little brother, you know what I'm saying? I love him to death. Like I said, if he got a problem, I got a problem. And if I got a problem, he definitely gonna have a problem. Justice for death.
Right.
The story of Big U and Nipsey Hussle actually has its origins in 1980 South Central Los Angeles, when a young teenager named Eugene Henley, aka Big U, was making a name for himself in the streets as a member of one of the most infamous gangs in LA, the Rollin' 60s Crips. Big U's family was a part of the mass migration that took place in the 1960s, where thousands of black families were migrating from the South to Los Angeles. He had 10 cousins and uncles, and they would all become Rollin' 60s Crips. So even though Big U was born on 81st and Hoover, who would later become his mortal enemies, it was never in doubt about what set he would claim. After being established in the mid-70s, going into the 1980s, they would gain a very vicious reputation for being extremely cutthroat, not just to their enemies, but to their own as well. It's rumored that they even have a very disturbing saying, that you're not a true Rollin' 60s until you kill a 60. Basically saying you're not a true member of the Rollin' 60s unless you kill one of your homies.
Well, I'm from LA. My hood is real close to Nipsey's hood. I'm from Inglewood. Inglewood is right across West Boulevard. Like, it's only one street that really like split the 60s
By the
from
old county
Inglewood. We
building.
come from the same
That's all
area,
that
so
separates.
our mentality being the way it is, I know what kind of situations you can get into being from out there when you're in them streets, especially in his area. Like, they kind of like notorious for notorious shit. Like, you know what I mean? Situations like that. That it just so happened to be Nipsey that time, but that wasn't the first time a homie would kill a homie. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a crazy. Just imagine you raising this young dude. Y'all fall out about some business stuff. Yeah, it's all type of rumors around the 60s that's what.
Hold on, man. Pardon me. I didn't want to interrupt, but I got to reply to this. God said Vincent Buchanan is my big sister's father. I remember hearing the stories about the police pulling him over. Plus, my auntie seen the police pull him over the night he was killed. Wow. Hey, God say, man, condolences to you and your family. And we definitely stand against any of that evil shit. That's one of the reasons why we flame pork butt up. They the worst type of people, right? But let me make sure my boy got his shit. Let's get back to it though. But yeah, man, condolences to your family, prayers to
what
you.
We do to each other when we jealous or whatever. But just imagine basically raising a dude from 18 years old and then wiping him just because out of feeling.
Effective, healthy blood pressure support takes more than innovation. It takes vision.
Big U was an avid martial artist who loved to fight and had a propensity for violence. He quickly gained a reputation for having some of the best hands in the game, despite his young age. As teens, him and his guys would go to skating rinks every Friday and Saturday looking for opposition because he loved to fight. And after catching charges in the mid-80s at only 17 years old, he would be sent to LA County Jail in one of its most infamous cell blocks, 4800, the Crip Module. It had a very ruthless and deadly reputation, but according to Big U, it was gladiator school. It's what really made him into a man.
The gangs of LA will never die. Just multiply colors, 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 colors.
That was the first night. That was my first night at 1400. I was, 18, just to turn 18. And 4800 was, that was great. That was gladiator school. Okay. The 4800 days is important. I'm going to do a movie on that day, on that eventually. Because what 4800 was to me was, it was like my first time able to really see what a man should be as opposed to what how men could be animals.
After being released from jail in 1987, he would link up with one of his big homies who would become his mentor, Keith Thomas, aka Stone or Keith Stone. He was already moving drugs from California to Seattle and even played a hand in setting up rolling 60s Crip sets throughout the city. He taught Big U everything he knew about the drug game and about life and being a man. Under the guidance of Keith Stone, Big U would see more money than he had ever seen in his entire life, moving cocaine from California all the way to places like Minnesota and Iowa. But after experiencing the highs of getting money from the drug game, Big U would take some losses that would force him to make a desperate decision. He decided to rob his connect, along with his friend Eddie Wagner. In December of 1991, they set up a drug deal. But when the plug arrived, Big U was waiting for him with a gun and robbed him for 33 pounds of cocaine. But there was only one issue. They didn't rob a drug dealer, they robbed an FBI agent. Because the entire meeting was a setup and drug sting. It said that Big U got into a shootout with police, but ultimately...
See this dude, he got some of the facts, but he just showed you paperwork. Nowhere did Big U get into a shootout with the police. Nowhere. We interviewed Big U and he spoke about that. That's the case him and Eddie boycott. And it was a robbery. It was supposed to be a drug trade, but they were setting them up to rob them, but they not knowing they being set up by the police. That's why I knew the Crip cop didn't read the paperwork. He talking about he was working for Eddie Boy selling dope. Nigga ain't.
Both men would be arrested and sentenced to decades in prison, with Big U receiving 23 years and Eddie Wagner receiving 32 years. But while Big U was going to trial for this case, he would receive devastating news. His mentor, Keith Stone, had been murdered, and he also got word that the man responsible was going to be coming to the same prison as him. So Big U said that he made it his mission to get revenge for his fallen homie.
I don't remember what year it was. Fitzgerald, the one who actually was convicted of killing Stone, came to Calipat. When he came to Calipat, we had a Mexican standoff. All of them had got together, and all the Blue Notes had got together on the yard, and they came and told us that what happens on the street stays on the streets, and that we can't do nothing to Fitzgerald when he comes. They didn't have bad intentions. They were just trying to keep it 100 with what the prison was about. But then they knew the situation with us was bigger than whatever how you say. They shot, and that wasn't gonna happen. If nothing else in my lifetime, if it was one thing in my life that was not gonna happen, that man wasn't gonna walk the yard with us. And make a long story short, we called it.
Despite being locked up, Big U's name was still ringing out in the streets and on the big screen, because in 1995, the classic movie Friday would introduce the legendary character Debo to the world. The character was portrayed by actor Tiny Lister, who said that he based him off of Big U.
People want to see that character. He's, I told you, I pulled that from Big U. I used him as my background about how I wanted this character to be perceived. Because the whole thing about how bad this guy was is when Ice Cube pulled the gun on him. He said, "What you gonna do with that?" Besides make me mad. Like I said, it's Big U. It's Debo's Big U. Can't be stopped.
Big U was known as a shot caller in prison and picked up multiple other charges while locked up, from assault to drug possession. But despite his indiscretions while incarcerated, he still managed to somehow get his 23-year sentence cut down to only 12. So he started to think about his future and what he was gonna do once he was free. He decided that he wanted to get into the music business as well as give back to his community. So when he was released in 2004, him and his cousin Mark Martin, aka Bearclaw, started Unique Music, as well as develop an options nonprofit organization. He started managing rapper and fellow Rolling 60s Crip Corrupt, who had ties to Suge Knight and Death Row Records. They developed a business relationship with Big U and would even let him use the Death Row studios free of charge for his artists on Unique Music. In 2006, Big U's nephew would tell him about a talented up-and-coming rapper who was also a Rolling 60s Crip.
Big U's nephew told Big U about an up-and-coming rapper who was also a Rolling 60 Crip. Big U's nephew was also a rapper. Big U's nephew was in the group called Slauson Boy. Big U's nephew is Tiny Draws. Tiny Draws, when Big U came to the 60s looking for some talent, Tiny Draws told Big U about Nipsey and introduced him. Shout out to TD. Imagine you being an artist and you know that this nigga got three, 4 albums already made, really serious about the music. You ain't there yet, and you still want to make sure that nigga, if you own, we own, nigga. Y'all niggas can bring up all of the fucking sores about growing up in the community, about gang subculture, so-called gang subculture. But you don't talk about that type of love. Niggas want to see somebody make it because they feel like they made it. Real nigga shit, let's go.
Although during this time he was living in 8 Trey Crip territory. His name was Ermias Ascadam, aka Nipsey Hussle. Big U says that his first impressions of Nipsey is that not only was he a talented rapper, he also reminded him of Snoop Dogg. not only in looks but also in his laid-back demeanor, and there was something about him that had star written all over him.
This brilliant device keeps your home cool in summer,
they
even during
can't
heat
get
waves
out.
and power outages.
They didn't even
It's
get
smaller
that.
than a
If you hit
lunchbox.
that like button.
And so, what's your first impression of Nip?
My first impression of Nip was good looking, debonair, and he looked like Snoop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had a squeaky voice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I always did think he could play Snoop. If Snoop, I was like, man, if they ever do a biopic on Snoop.
Yeah, he didn't like that. He didn't
Nip,
like that. He didn't like it at first. Then he warmed to it. As he became in his greatness and he embraced his greatness, he started warming up to it. Because you know when you're young, you want to be your own.
The business relationship between Big U and Nipsey Hussle started off extremely promising. They spent almost every day together and built a very strong bond. Big U was quoted as saying that Nipsey wasn't just like a brother to him, he was more like a son. And less than a year after becoming Nipsey's manager, he would get him his very first major placement, thanks to his connections with Death Row and Suge Knight. When the young artist got a feature on the 2006 Tupac album titled Pac's Life, which meant a lot to Nipsey Hussle due to the respect that he had for the music icon.
He was talking to the people in the struggle and was like, you know, if you listen to what I'm saying, I'm gonna walk you to where we in the direction we need to be going toward. So I think, you know, just in terms of intention, Pac was a street dude, right? And he represented thug life on the surface, right? But you get into the message and his direction, he was really a revolutionary and trying to lead people, and trying to, you know what I mean, offer a positive direction without.
And where is the hypocrisy in that, right? You got thug life niggas that's in the street, niggas surviving the best way they know how. I seen Muslims that was selling dope. Or robbers, professional, right? Christians. What Ja Rule say? Christians, but y'all got the freakiest women out of all the religions. Every religious or spiritual domination has some people that might not be law-abiding citizens, especially when they come from poverty, where it's survival, right? Let's get back to this real quick. I can break that down later. Let's go.
Without being preachy and without being so-called holier than thou. And that's what I meant in terms of like Tupac and my generation. Like, you know, I come from gang culture. Yep. I know Chicago, this is a city of gang culture.
So where is that hypocrisy? A nigga that's a street nigga, but at the same time wants to change the narrative, wants to change the conditions, does acts to change the condition. Revolutionary. Recipes to Tupac and Morris Shakur.
Culture. But it's a self-destructive way of life. But that's what we was raised on.
That's my manager. But I met Steve Lobel through one of my homeboys and also his partner in my management, Big U. Big U came home, introduced me to Steve. Steve was a 20-year vet in the industry. I mean, you know, motherfuckers gonna say what they gonna say. It is what it is. We all eating, we all getting money, my nigga. I'm in a good position. I'm happy. We got our foot in the door. You know what I mean? The big homie made his position felt. You know what I'm saying? Been putting money in a nigga's pocket. Niggas automatically want to make an assumption. Oh, that's that Suge Knight shit. At the end of the day, cause we Crips, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's a mutual understanding as homeboys before this money and this music shit. You feel me?
In 2008, Nipsey's music would finally start to reach a larger audience after releasing a 3-part mixtape series titled Bullets Ain't Got No Name. And Big U would also assist Nipsey in landing his very first movie role that same year as well. During this time, he was managing people like Mike Epps, Tiny Lister.
Now, Big U lands on his first deal with it was Epic. With Sony Epic distribution deal for Bullets Ain't Got No Name soundtrack. Big U put that together. You know what I'm saying? Big U helped him meet Sutton, LJ, however you say his name, the producer, and get him on a song with Tupac, right? Big U did that. This is just something that any old body in the land can't do that assists you. Got him on tour with the gang, got him on tour with Snoop Dogg, right? Put him in position where he could market his music, his charismatic behavior, his merchandise to this large market. Epic was doing it. They weren't selling no real records. I think they were talking about 50,000 and all of these, the mixtapes doing that. But Nipsey established the model for internet creators, musicians specifically, hip-hop artists doing it independently. He contracted licensing agreements for his music on datpiff.com. The Crenshaw album was dropped like that. He had the Proud to Pay, where all of his fans was essentially kind of like what they doing now with these Patreons, and those who really wanted to see him win, they were able to be proud to pay. So they would pay $100 just because they didn't just believe in his music, they believed in his spirit. They believed in his dream, his goals, and he would interact with them. But he was put in position, right? Then on top of that, the deal with Sony Urban, Big U get him in his first movie. So the next time I hear somebody feel that they got to put Big U down in his part in assisting Nipsey in their career, oh, he did it by himself. And bro, that's so disrespectful. You hear Nipsey Hussle tell you where he was helped out. This is undeniable. But to jump on to that narrative that people already been pushing, like Al Prophet and American Dope, like Charleston White Cyclops from Texas. A lot of y'all wanted to believe that. It's fucked up. Let's go.
And Ving Rhames, who Nipsey would star alongside of in a movie titled The Wrath of Cain. Nipsey had a lot of respect and admiration for Big U, but not just as his manager, but as his big homie in the Rolling 60s Crips. Although it seems like he may have had too much influence, to the point where Nipsey would even do his bidding for him, no matter how evil it may have been. Because according to former Death Row artist Alicia Choice, also known as SKG, she grew up in the Rolling 60s territory and was always cool with Nip and knew Big U from the neighborhood. She was working at a radio station in LA, and they received a $500,000 contract to give to a nonprofit organization in order to give back to the community. And she would choose Big U's nonprofit Developing Options. But once she realized that Big U wasn't conducting business in the right way, she gave the contract to another organization, along with the $500,000, which made Big U extremely upset. Big U even went up to her radio station job and confronted her about the situation. About a week after the incident, she received a call from Nipsey Hussle, telling her that he needed her to bring some stuff over to his store. She had already been helping him with his clothing brand, so his request wasn't out of the norm. But when she walked in the store and said what's up to Nipsey and he put his head down, she started getting the feeling that something was going on, something wasn't right.
A few weeks later, Nipsey's calling. He's like, sis, I need my posters. Because remember, I was doing Nipsey's campaign for him and I had all his posters. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come through. I don't end up coming through. He called me again. I need the posters. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come through. I don't come through. He called me again. I finally decide to go through. When I go to him, now mind you, I still haven't talked to Big U. So I go to Nipsey's shop. I walk in his shop. Him and Fats, they're out at the counter. I walk up. I'm talking to him, and I just hear the click, click. And it was like I knew. That was that. I just knew. It's like it's a setup.
Oh, wow. Click, click, like somebody had a gun drawn on you?
No, click, click. They closed the door.
Oh,
click,
they
click.
locked it. Okay.
So they closed it, and then it was a thing where you can lock it. And I just heard the click, click.
Okay.
And so Nipsey and Fats, they dropped their head, and then Big U just jump on me. And Bear Claw is with him. So the guy that's on his case with him, that's a part of Developing Options, it was him and Bear Claw. And so he just started beating on me. He's like, bitch, you disrespected me in the meeting. Bitch, you did this. Did you put your hands on me? Did you put your hands on me?
Never even seen you.
You bully? You's a f***ing bully.
I think you're a bully.
Put your hands on me? Niggas a bully. Did you lock me in the spot?
I think you're bullying right now.
No, did you lock me in the spot?
I think you're. Can you call the police?
Yeah, call the police. Call them now. So I can press charges for what you did to me.
Right there, she holding the phone. CS2 back is on that phone at the time. I really believe this bitch SKG wasn't just working for Wack no more. I believe she was working with the authorities trying to provoke him to have some violence. They needed to attach some violence to indict Big U. And I think SKG was provoking, trying to do exactly that. Let's go.
You see that?
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta take this call. Hold on.
Look to the people and say, can you call the police? And SKG responds, call them then. Big U called the police, waited for the police to get there. He wasn't staying in a hotel, filed the report on this lady, and watched her go to jail. Then said, if you want me to drop the charges, come to the hood then, bitch. Charges? Nah, bitch, if you want to get the charges dropped, come to the hood and get that.
Y'all hear him?
Come to the hood and get that.
If your neck looks like this, you need to watch this video. When you sit at your desk or use your phone, your head protrudes.
In 2009, Nipsey Hussle and Game collaborated on a song that became a regional hit. This resulted in Nipsey becoming a part of the Game's LAX tour, but while they were out on the road, they realized that their tour bus was constantly getting stopped by the police, and during one of those stops they found a massive amount of drugs, and everybody on the bus was arrested. This would serve as the first major issue between Nipsey Hussle and Big U, and it would cause a fracture in their friendship that would never truly repair. The tour bus that they were using was owned by Big U's friend, and Nipsey Hussle as well as his team started to believe that Big U was trying to use his career as a front to transport drugs across the country, or he was possibly working with law enforcement, trying to set him up. Either way, it wasn't looking good. Big U spoke about this situation and how it changed his relationship with Nip, but he also maintains that it was really all just a big misunderstanding.
So what happened with this? The bus gets pulled over multiple places, but one of them in Minnesota, Red Dog TV, Quack was on the phone, nasty work. But it's the Game tour, LAX. So how do we know CS2 back wasn't the one that tried to line these niggas up? Nip already to mark this nigga out at, what was it, Hot Performance Plus or somewhere, 310 somewhere. Right? I talked to dog. Wack Dude reporting word for word, though. Deuce, what up, Mo Hill? Salute. Ain't nobody booed. Yeah, that's a fact. But look, something happened. The police pulled him over, didn't get nothing. Pulled him over again, didn't get nothing. Pull him over and find a large amount of drugs. And they saying that the tour bus or trailer, whatever it was in one of Big U's homies' names or wife name or something like that, right? So who took the deal for the drugs? Where he at? Why he ain't sent the paperwork saying Big U told on him? But here you got Nipsey and his homies, they say, start believing maybe Big U was trying to get him out the way by putting the police on him. He invested all of this in to try to help him get cracking. But his crew immediately, I wonder which one of the niggas in his crew automatically just jumped to that. Because see, when you put that kind of jacket on niggas, a lot of times I learned the niggas who put false jackets on niggas like that, them be the informants. Right? Them be the informants. Trying to point, I didn't tell, Stutterbox told. You do know he testified at CCB court in front of on 7 Main Street Crips, right? We're not talking about what Stutterbox did. They deflect and point the finger at other people. So I wonder who told Nipsey and them or put that thought in their mind that Big U was working, right? Because later on, it sounds like the all money in niggas come back again and they say Shitty is working. Where's the paperwork since the Nipsey crew was saying Big U was snitching? Where's the paperwork from that case that shows that Big U was snitching? Where's the paperwork till today that shows Shitty was snitching on that other case? Oh, y'all don't check paperwork no more? Niggas just go by words, right? So when a nigga busts a nigga shit to the white meat, y'all don't be saying Deuce Sims is wrong, right? Because if a nigga play with me like that and I do that nigga dirty, niggas is gonna say Deuce, it wasn't that serious. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. What about that little nigga looking for a strike that believed that Deuce Sims was a rat because they heard CS2 back say, and he see me and he approached me the wrong way and I break his neck or he knocked me there. See, then that matters. Some places that's a death sentence. So these dudes saying Big U snitch, niggas saying Shitty snitch, any nigga who says Shitty snitch needs to produce the paperwork. Someone who wanted Big U out the way sound like they expected Nip to make a move and it didn't happen. Right. Salute, Lou. I'm late. Salute, Nino. That Piff and my free mixtape was the ish back in the day. My first mixtape was released on datpiff.com. The Quran of mixtape. Eminem's Cook, Champs Cook. Gotta have paperwork. Gotta have paperwork. Putting snitch jackets on niggas is easy work these days. Hey, Alex Mack, man, that's a major problem. Let's get this back going. I gotta plug up the computer.
Understanding.
So we was on tour, and my partner who Winnebago was, who let us get it, was on the run. Right. Feds hit us everywhere we go. We think it's just normal hip hop shit. Right. We hit Portland, they hit us. We going up through Oregon, we get all the paperwork. They took the motherfucking radiator cap off, took the motherfucker apart, stuck us in, I can't remember where we were for 3 days. They took the motherfucker and scanned it from the router to the tutor, found what they wanted on it, put it back together, gave it to us. I flew back home. When I fly home, we get hit. I get hit at home. They had 21 people. They think they got him. Anyway, make a long story short, he ended up turning himself in, take the case off all of us. He get life, right, for the drugs. When that shit happened, my team is acting weird. So I'm looking at Steve, I'm looking at Nip. Man, get a paperwork from Sony so they can see that we listen to all this shit. They acting weird. So, me, I'm still kind of like, hey, I'm hot, hot and heavy, but, I'm like, I can't fuck with y'all.
But it wasn't just the drug bust that happened on the Game tour that had Nipsey rethinking his business relationship with Big U, because despite being featured on songs with artists such as Kanye West and Drake, Nipsey didn't like the direction that his career was headed in and slowly tried to break away from Big U. But he signed to Big U's production company in 2009, and the contract was for a decade. But in 2010, Nipsey still started his own label called All Money In, although he would continue to have issues with Big U throughout the year, not just business-wise, but Rollin' 60's Crips politics. When he filmed a music video in Rollin' 60's Crip territory with Pyru rapper YG, it caused issues because he didn't get authorization from Big U. and it said that he had to fight 6 members of the Rolling 60s as discipline. This would be followed by a Hood Day event that was being hosted by Nipsey Hussle at the Platinum nightclub. It would ultimately get raided by police and make the news, which made Big U upset because he felt like Nipsey was making the hood hot.
It's Black's turn in this position. The question I have for you is, should you take here and trade queens, or should you play a different move?
People under arrest after police raid a nightclub where dozens of members of an LA street gang were partying. We're going to go to the scene of that in Studio City, and I think Gina's there right now. Gina, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Steve. Well, police received information that gang members of the Rolling 60s, a violent South LA gang, would be holding a private party here at the Platinum Club here in Studio City. So they decided it would be a good time to do a gang sweep. Now take a look. It all went down around 2 in the morning. The Platinum Club was surrounded by dozens of officers. They arrested about 40 people they say are gang members of the gang Rolling 60s. Officers say they learned of the so-called hood party several days before the big event. Now, outside of the club, the marquee had a sign there that said who was headlining the party. They are Nipsey Hussle and Dealmakers International. You can also see the number 6x10. Now, police say that was the secret Rolling 60s gang sign. An officer from North Hollywood was the first to approach the front door of the club, and he says that he was rushed by a group of people inside the club. He called for help, and officers from all areas responded immediately. Investigators say most of the people were arrested for parole and probation violations. Now, officers say this gang sweep will clearly cripple the illegal activities of the Rolling 60s gang, at least for a while.
The problems between the two would persist, especially after Big U told Nipsey, since they weren't going to be working together anymore, he needed back his studio equipment, which made Nipsey feel like he was trying to hinder his career even more. Nipsey released his Marathon mixtape in 2010 that had a song on it called You Don't Have a Clue, which was a diss song directed at Big U and how he had been mishandling his career. It said that the two got into a fight behind this song, but according to a man who claims to have been Big U's right-hand man, Termaine Williams, aka Loose Cannon.
And this is where this dude went left. He believed Loose Cannon. Let's go to this song. And this is one of my songs. I really felt it. And I think that Nip, we finna play it, man. So roll up, get your drinks. You know what I'm saying? It definitely was a good one. This is how he felt. But even some of the bars he say in there was misrepresenting the facts of the situation. You ain't got a clue. Let's get to this, man. We'll get back to the content after this. Hit that like button, man. Y'all been playing games with the like button, man. I don't know why y'all do me like that. Why y'all do me like that? Let's go.
Some things
that I built this on my own. See, that's where niggas get to taking it and get too big-headed. Bro, you just admitted a lot of good help that man did putting you in position, bro. But hey, this young nigga Nip. See, y'all is fake Nip fans, right? Y'all is fake Nip fans and came after Nip passed. Y'all wasn't on the marathon continues, victory lap. Y'all wasn't on mailbox money, Crenshaw. Y'all wasn't on none of that. Bullets ain't got no name. This one though, listen to this. It's a dream if you can't make. Listen, man, that nigga Nip was like that though. Nip was like that though. You gotta feel it. Hope opportunity don't knock with opportunists in your crew. Cause then what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Cause if you sharing your success and not your struggle, you's a fool. Nigga, you gotta be able to share your, build a team with people that share your struggle so that them be the same ones that share your success with. It's only right. Mike B said he didn't even have his own music equipment at first. Yeah. Big U got the equipment from Suge. That's why it was beef. Nip was talking shit. Ain't no big homie gonna like that. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna like that. And even when, especially if it ain't factual. Now, if the nigga was doing that, he ain't gonna like it, but he gotta respect it. Police was the ambulance number that picked Nipsey body up. Right. Papa Dirt, salute, what up? Those paramedics were not real paramedics. Trelando Jordan, I hear you, bro. Let me see where the poll is at, because I want to see what he didn't send shitty, and 8% believe the CIA did it. So essentially, 2/3 of the people don't believe in the chat, don't believe that Big U sent shitty to knock down Nipsey. Man, let's get back to the content. I see that the numbers went down. Y'all didn't see. I knew y'all wasn't no real Nip fans. Y'all didn't even like the.
Hey, cuz, I think I need you, come down here or whatever, because I think cuz dissed me. So I said, all right, cuz, I'm on my way.
Blue Red.
So we all in the studio, right? And mind you, he already took the equipment from Nipsey. So Nipsey went to go buy his own equipment, right? He heard the song, Nipsey diss, right? And he was like, hey, cuz, is this song about me? So Nipsey stood up or whatever and was like, yeah, cuz it's about you. So he was like, we're gonna have to go downstairs and get down, right? So they in the middle of the street. And Nip kept just bouncing
Look
around.
at back
You get what
on
I'm saying?
Fig. Back on Fig, got CS2 back and Loose up here lying. Y'all got no more respect. Y'all credibility is gone. Y'all niggas was supporting this fuck shit too. Weird ass niggas. You niggas, anything for clicks ass niggas. When you do shit like that, you take a position, bro. And whenever you take a position, you make an opposition. 2025 is a lot different, bro. Because the game these whole niggas be playing, bro. Let's go.
Trying to get hit or whatever, trying to fire him. So he was like, all right, cuz, I'm gonna have like my little homies come because nigga, I don't have to win for this, right? So the next day, TD and them came and he was just doing some bullshit or whatever like that. So they try to come, Big U tell Nip, get in the car, you gonna go on Bryanhurst and you gonna get in, right? Nipsey said, I'm gonna go in and go long as you don't do nothing to me, the T word, right? So Black Sim said, cuz my brother ain't going nowhere. You was like, nigga, you ain't from the hood or whatever like that. He was like, nigga, my brother ain't going nowhere. Pull Nipsey out, right? Black Sam, shot in the air, right? Peep this. He shot in the air. Boom. Police in there in 30 seconds, right?
Despite having to deal with that.
So this the shit that happens at the bitches ain't shit video shoot. If for those who don't know, we'll get into it right now. Matter of fact, so y'all think Shitty Cuz was just a crash out and did it because of the snitch thing? For real, don't y'all gotta get the green light to make a move like that though? Nigga can make whatever move he wanna make as long as he can stand on his own 10-2 with whatever come with it. But yeah, I don't think that's exactly what it was about. They've beaten this man shitty and put him in the hospital months prior, right? Jumped on him. They put a jacket on him that he's a rat, right? So a lot go on between him and these all money in niggas. That's first and foremost, right? He's on the other side of them. They beat him into a coma, right? And he's one of them niggas that's knocking shit down. Ain't no crash out. He's a gangbanger. So imagine a gangbanger looking like this nigga Black Sam ain't never got put on the set. Fuck this nigga putting his hands on me, folk. This nigga Nipsey, he'll get down, but nigga, he really from the set, but nigga, he's a rapper, nigga. Nigga, I'm knocking niggas' noodles out here. And these niggas done jumped on me. Then they smut my name saying I'm a rat. Then the nigga allegedly, if you believe the driver that was driving him, she says Shitty was pressing Nipsey about niggas, so you didn't snitch? So you didn't make a statement? So yeah, bro, it was about some snitch shit. It was about some old past shit that still old sores that didn't heal up. It was probably a lot of different things that went in that man's head. But it wasn't like, I don't believe it was no crash out. I believe that in that situation, my life in danger. Imagine Tupac Shakur in my era, right, was in LA and he's telling everybody that I'm a snitch. And I was from the mob, from the same hood. You know how many people were fans and groupies that's just gonna go by anything this man say? You know the power that come with that? Shit, he probably fell back into the corner, bro. Like a cat backed into a corner. Nigga, fuck that. I'm not finna get ran up. Nigga, I ain't did this shit for nothing. I'm standing on what I'm standing on, whatever come with it. I believe that's how that went. Let's go hit that like button.
Epic records that fell through, as well as an unfavorable contract with Big U, Nipsey's grind was undeniable and he would release numerous mixtapes. But it wasn't just all about volume. Nipsey was a marketing genius. On his mixtape called Mailbox Money, he only had 100 physical copies, and they were going at $1,000 a piece. Although he hadn't released an official debut album, Nipsey was still able to develop a loyal fan base and respect in the hip-hop community. Throughout the years, Nipsey's relationship with Big U was described as hot and cold. Sometimes they were cool, and sometimes they were at odds. And it almost seemed like it was a power struggle within the Rolling 60s Crips. In 2017, Nipsey and his brother Black Sam opened up the Marathon clothing store on Slauson. He was extremely proud and it was a high achievement, but unfortunately his happiness would be short-lived because soon he would lose his business partner and best friend, Stephen Donaldson, aka Fats. The story goes he had a marijuana dispensary in the Rolling 60s territory, and Big U wanted a cut of the profits, and when he refused, younger Rolling 60s Crips were sent over to his dispensary and he was shot multiple times. But there is a second theory to this story, that Big U was actually pressing Nipsey Hussle in his Marathon store for extortion money. And one day when he came to collect, an altercation broke out and he tried to swing on Nipsey. But before he could, Nipsey's friend Fat stepped in and took off on Big U, knocking him out in front of everybody, which would have been extremely embarrassing for Big U, a man who prides himself on his fighting reputation and considers himself to be one of the greatest fighters in Rolling 60s Crips history. Big U would deny having anything to do with Fat's murder, saying that that was his little homie. But according to Wack100, it definitely happened.
Can you give me the top squadrons in the 60 Rolling 60 car? What top squad? Give me 5. Can you give me 5?
So I would say me, Slim, Lil Feet, Big Feet, probably Big Feet.
Who were the knockout artists from the 60s?
That wasn't me. I was gonna whip your ass thoroughly.
Hey, did you tell a story about Fats or something?
Yeah,
Fats. Named Fats.
Yeah, Fats. He tried to get off on Nick. Fats dead. He tried to take off on Fats. Fats a little short nigga too. He high nigga. Fats said he moved his pockets in front of everybody, embarrassed the shit out of him.
That was Marcelli and Lancaster, man. Me and him was porters, man. Lancaster building 2. Yeah. You know what we went through, you know?
We got the old footage, man. Be on there, man. Y'all gonna see Fats with big t-shirts, you know? This didn't change, man. You know what I'm saying? We growing. Yeah. Still going, man. It's a marathon, man, you know?
Yeah.
They say, y'all, you know, it's another new one too. I got into it with Fats. Let me give y'all the information on it. I ain't never got into it with Fats. Fats is my little homeboy. Ever in my life, me and Fats ever got into it with nobody. Never, ever, ever.
By 2018, it seemed like Big U and Nipsey Hussle were back on good terms when Big U held an event for.
Seeing these dudes don't be knowing what's going on, so he said Big U got inaccurate statements because he said Big U said that he was at in Long Beach and rushed to the city. He was in LA and rushed from Long Beach to the city, the convention center. Some Gunner had a show that night in Long Beach, and he rushes to the city, and they trying to get over there. And then when he says, I wasn't even in town, he's assuming that he's talking about Nipsey Hussle. But if you paid attention to when Big U was with Fat Joe and DJ Khaled and them recently in Miami, he was telling them the stuff about Fats is a new one, and that's bullshit. He ain't never had a problem. That's his homeboy. He ain't never had no problem with Fats. He wasn't even, so when he got killed, he wasn't even in town. So that's the one he's saying that, but they jump to the conclusions they want to. But I just want to dice that up. Let me find this video for y'all, man.
For his Developing Options nonprofit, Nipsey Hussle was given an achievement award. Both men gave speeches speaking very highly of one another, and Nipsey even telling Big U that he loved him. And while Nipsey was finishing recording his highly anticipated debut album, Victory Lap, Big U was right by his side in the studio.
Effective, healthy blood pressure support takes more than innovation. It takes vision. At Human, our plant-based...
Oh, you know, I don't want to bang on that shit. Yeah, man, top of the
like
top, you
that,
see what we doing? I ain't left yet. You know what I mean?
And I'm eating breakfast.
My shirt drunk. Yeah, all that. I've been working. Fuck it. I ain't saved. Everything, man. Victory lap coming soon.
He wasn't going to save anyway.
I wasn't, but I was going to change my shirt, though. I'm going to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm working. Fuck it.
We will let y'all hear some music, but you got to wait to pay for it. Ain't no free shit, no more.
It's coming.
And you ain't downloading it. We're gonna
All
put
right,
a tag.
y'all, this is after the YG shit happened.
If you stealing music,
YG videos
coming to your house
Nipsey.
and whooping that
This
ass.
is
Car wash when you got your tent set up, nigga. We gonna beat your ass, nigga.
Any bootlegging, that's real music. You've been given enough free music. Ass whooping for free music if it's stolen.
Look who came through.
Yeah, you know, I got my all black on, man. You know,
All black everything.
Steve Maniac, Lil Bill, day one right here, you know.
Big U, what up, baby?
Be you and Lil Bill. Come on, man.
Sure.
You need that. Yeah, that's legendary.
Woo!
He had a mic in his closet.
He talking about he needs that picture with Big U and Steve Lobel, and because this picture is legendary. Doesn't sound like a brother that didn't fix men whatever disagreements they had before. So this was after. You know what I'm saying?
He was recording his own self. Remember, he did what no other rappers do today. He sold his own music. And this is the reason why we are giving him the award, the Businessman Award, because he really exudes everything that you need to exercise in business. So let's give this man a hand. Clap it up for him.
I remember he's like, you know, it's not gonna be one room I walk into that my homeboys can't walk into with me. And I always respected and looked up to him as a leader and as somebody that was just a real man. And I love to see everybody out here tonight dressed up, looking good. You know, I think we gotta give him a round of applause as well. And like I said, I love you, bro. We're gonna keep pushing. Day one. Thank y'all.
Nipsey had to work out a deal.
Okay.
So his brother don't get too.
So that's after the fight. When Luke's talking about whatever that he heard, third party and all of that shit don't even matter. Let's go to this real quick. Because somebody said he was pressing Nip. about that? Yeah, he was pressing Nip. Let's get to it. This was an eyewitness.
And stuff, and then
You know what they were talking about?
he was saying a lot of cuz.
Who was?
Eric.
Okay. Can you hear what they were saying?
I didn't really like kind of understand it, like what he was talking about, but I know like to tell from the tension from Nipsey, like he didn't really want to talk to him, like trying to like, you know, like get to me, like to take the picture or whatever, like trying to wait till he stopped talking.
Do you know why he wouldn't want to talk to him?
Because I guess the way he was just like, cuz, have you ever snitched on somebody, cuz this, cuz that.
That's what Nipsey was saying?
That's what Eric was saying. Nipsey wasn't like saying nothing. He was just like, nah, you know, nah, like that, you know.
Did it sound like Eric was accusing him of snitching?
To me, it sounded like kind of like he was trying to be a little messy.
Oh.
You know, like I wasn't kind of like getting into it, but you know, because I'm not the messy type. I'm just like kind of like listening, but I'm just like, okay, like what is he talking about? Like to myself though. And then, but I can tell like by looking at Nipsey or whatever, because you know I'm waiting to take the picture. Like he looking like, you know, he need to go on somewhere. That's how I got the impression. I didn't hear no arguing, and even when I took the picture and everything, I didn't hear no arguing. It was just like casual, just talking, you know, like regular guy talk, I guess, you know. Yeah, he was kind of like a little aggressive, but you know, like some guys, that's just how they talk, you know. So
who was aggressive?
To me, aggressive mean when you using slang words like cuz.
Well,
like
which one?
Eric.
That was it.
Yeah, so Eric is cuz, so you didn't make a statement. Cuz, so you didn't snitch. This is one of the eyewitnesses. And one of the reasons why they wanted to make sure that Cowboy testified, because they wanted to make sure that he didn't get no manslaughter, right? So to leave that part out, let's get back to the video. We almost done, man. We got about 15 more minutes. Let's go. Luke's
3, maybe 5 years for shooting a gun in the air. You use that opportunity to work out something because you know Nip loved his brother so much and they love each other and they got a super dynamic that you put something over Nipsey's head to get in his good graces so you could move yourself back into a position to eat off of Nipsey.
Although Nipsey had been in the rap game for years, the success of the Victory Lap album solidified him as a mainstream artist and as a rising star. With his intellect and work ethic, he seemed absolutely unstoppable. But his issues with Big U would continue to affect his career because when he...
Hold on, man. We got a super chat. Iceman Vamp, $5 super chat, man. Salute Iceman Vamp. He says, if you utter the phrase, according to Wack100, you have lost all credibility. Hey, man, thank you for the donation. All donations given to the Damu Kiwe Conversations are appreciated. You definitely lost credibility if you use the phrase, according to Wack100, according to Loose the Liability Canon. Yeah, it's over, bro. Let's go.
When he shot the music video for the song Higher, featuring DJ Khaled, he brought him to Rollin' 60's Crip territory, but it said that this was a problem because Nipsey never got authorization from Big U, and DJ Khaled never checked in or paid the fee. So Big U sent Rollin' 60's down to the video shoot to press Nipsey and DJ Khaled, but according to Nipsey's brother Black Sound, they were prepared for this to happen and made sure that they had security ready.
100%, man. I think, you know, not to get into too much detail, but there was a lot of big politics getting into with certain people. You know, Hustle had DJ Khaled in the hood. Not to be speaking too much on shit, but we came frontline like we always do. And, you know, niggas gonna know we gonna crash out behind it. We not playing. Ain't nobody saying nothing to Khaled. Ain't nobody doing nothing to Khaled. And he's straight. And Hustle frontline that. And, you know, we felt like certain people didn't like that. And did the video. Khaled got out of there perfect.
Ultimately, they finished shooting.
So they finished shooting the video, but they saying people didn't like it. Who didn't like it? They try to say Big U didn't like it, even though Nipsey met DJ Khaled through Big U. Big U knew Khaled first. Big U fucked with Joe first. Let's go.
Shooting the music video at a parking lot in LA, but it said that Nipsey definitely wasn't happy about this, and his bad blood with Big U was reignited. And 1 week after the DJ Khaled incident, on March 31st, 2019, Nipsey Hussle was chilling in his neighborhood, standing in front of his Marathon clothing store on Slauson, when he was approached by a man named Eric Holder, aka Shitty Cuz. He knew him from the neighborhood, and he was a fellow Rolling 60s Crip. But it's also said that Nipsey found out that Eric Holder may have been snitching and told him that he shouldn't have been in the area. Eric Holder took this as disrespect and left from in front of the store, but he returned moments later with a weapon, firing numerous shots and striking Nipsey multiple times, along with 2 other bystanders. He would be captured less than 3 days later.
Breaking news, the suspect in the shooting death of musician Nipsey Hussle has been captured in Bellflower, California.
The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department can confirm that 29-year-old Eric Holder was caught by deputies Tuesday afternoon at around 1:30 p.m. And as Denny mentioned, in Bellflower, which, to give you a little perspective, is about 45 minutes outside of Nipsey's clothing store, The Marathon.
But everybody wanted to know who was the man responsible for killing one of the most beloved rappers in the game, and who authorized for him to do it in his own hood. Big U would hold a visual for his former protege.
They don't talk about that. Big U organized a peace treaty allowing rival enemies to 6-0 territory to make sure they had a big turnout and show respect, pay homage and condolences to Nipsey Hussle and his family. I never seen this in my lifetime, nigga, in LA. But Big U did this for this guy that we just seen he wasn't no longer beefing with. And then let's go to the DJ Khaled. Well, wait, I don't think was that DJ Khaled? I think this was it. I wanted the one where they were inside, Big U was inside the room. I probably got that shit on my channel. Oh, here it go. Let's get to this. Hit that like button, man. Share, tell a friend.
That was the old LA shuffle, the old LA squeeze.
The old LA shuffle.
But he definitely had a problem with it because the move didn't go through him. He's saying, Nipsey, you can't bring nobody over here without clearing it through me. Nipsey said, who is you? You got to remember, Nipsey did a whole diss song on.
Hey, hold on. This ABC, I get the politics and side choosing, but if we being real, this ABC, well, real is subjective. So what you believe is real, what we believe real is two different things. The politics and the side choosing, it ain't no side choosing. If you're choosing a side, then that's not with the facts. The truth could be your only sovereign. If not, you're a slave to another entity, bro. So we don't do no side choosing. If it's my nigga, yeah, fuck that. I don't give a fuck if he wrong, right? But Nipsey, I didn't get a chance to meet Nip. You know what I'm saying? One of his biggest fans, a student of Nip's hustle, independent hustle. If you don't like the facts, because they don't meet with what you talking about in the politics, that's your bad. Let's go.
So today,
Big U finally responded to Wack100 and people on the internet saying that he has something to do with Nipsey Hussle's death. Check it out.
One thing is for certain, right? Everything they say Big U did it, man. They got me doing so much motherfucking shit, I don't even know what the fuck I don't even know what I'm coming. Then I didn't do it.
Got you in a whole bunch of different places at one time.
At one time. They say, y'all, you know, it's another new one too? I got into it with Fats. Let me give y'all the information on it. I ain't never got into it with Fats. Fats is my little homeboy. Ever in my life, me and Fats ever got into it with nobody. Never, ever, ever, ever. So, you gotta figure that one out anyway. So, all that shit them fuck niggas telling y'all stupid for listening to any of that shit. But, y'all been listening and responding to this fuck shit these niggas been saying for the last, for this 6-7 years. Why you gonna stop? Not longer than that. Longer than that. Y'all was accusing me of shit that I ain't even do. And what's funny, I wasn't even in town. So figure that one out. How about that? We winning.
That's a fact.
We ain't losing.
We definitely winning.
We ain't losing. We winning. We doing positive work.
Y'all gonna figure that out tonight when we touch that town tonight, man.
Y'all need to get y'all math right too. How y'all say I was jealous of somebody, and then y'all say I was getting $1 million a year? Your math ain't correct, man. I'm getting $1 million a year, and I'm jealous of them motherfucker. I'm having fun. Let me tell you what I do. I put over up to now 1,000 kids, over 1,000 black men, Hispanic kids, women in college. I've helped and been instrumental in over 12 black boys from South Central LA making it to the NFL. My son being the last one. Nah, man, listen, Nip didn't never go against the game, boy. Don't believe that. Nip was always 100, man. Nip was my loved one. And like a son. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And when Nip left this earth, we was coon by coon, fire on fire. We was together. So don't let nobody else tell you no different.
Cowboy line.
Because if it was anything other different than that, I'd be gone. Believe that. It was 100. He had a letter from the president. I'm gonna say one. You know what I mean? Look, man, the best selling tool that anybody got is hate and
Mike
jealousy.
B, you on fire.
You know what I mean? Let's just keep it 100. Just keep it 100. You know, just the fact of the matter is, what would I gain by hurting my own son? You know what I mean? What would I gain from that? What was I gonna gain? Y'all.
Hey, state times 2154. Where's the paperwork that Nip snitched? It would have been out by now. You would think, right? But when money's involved, you got a lot of selective politicking and niggas make excuses, especially if a nigga got the bag. You would think that, and I would think that also. We don't know. They still ain't brought the work on Shitty.
Y'all eat it like this. Eat it like this. I got nothing to gain. Nothing. You either got to be gaining something to hurt somebody or preventing something to hurt somebody. Y'all stupid. Y'all sound real stupid. Like stupidity. It's stupid. Like I said, we ain't even going to address that shit because it's stupid.
Man,
like, you really stupid and you really niggas. You know what I mean?
A Freeway.
Y'all should understand what somebody's trying to say.
Freeway is trying to rationalize all the reasons why without any evidence. This nigga just wants to put a hot one on another nigga. He don't know the nigga. He don't know neither nigga. But why would he do this if he do that? Nigga, I ain't never robbed Brimbone, never robbed Super Brim. I ain't never robbed Killer Miller, D-Mac. But I done took from the federal government. You don't see the difference, nigga? Some niggas love they people. and will take from others, get money with their people, take it from others, but don't hustle their people. Bro, you definitely ain't from this with what you talking about.
Tell y'all something. The biggest selling name on the West Coast, you got to say Big U name.
Now, Wack100, he himself has went viral.
Where he said,
basically saying,
I'm going to take him to the Damu and Kiwe conversation. Y'all don't remember that, huh? When he was talking, we need to go get that interview, man. Bring that up. I'm going to find that interview, but let's get back to that video. We got 5 minutes left on that, man. Let's run that. We already been out for 2 hours. Go subscribe to the Patreon. Man, go ahead and support us one time. Y'all don't even support with likes. I don't even know what I'm talking about over here. Y'all on bullshit. But that's cool. Maybe once I get this bag for the show, maybe I say fuck doing the lives. Then y'all ain't gonna have nobody that's gonna keep it 100. Nobody else had that credibility, right? That y'all know when they come, they gonna come with the truth.
Uniting all of the gangs in LA to push peace in Nipsey's name, and he would also give heartfelt interviews about how much Nipsey meant to the community and how much Nipsey meant to him.
Kid Q, I got all that. We gonna get into that
before more people discover the loophole that has already helped my husband.
We almost finished with this story.
Nip was more than a legend to me. That's why I gave him an award while he was living. You know what I'm saying, before he passed, because he meant so much to me while he was living. And he's even more in his death to the rest of the world. And I'm so happy when I see people reposting him and his music and how he's growing. And this is what everybody's supposed to be aspiring to be known and recognized after you pass for your greatness and for the things that you try to give the world. And this is what us as grown men, older men, aspire to be, what Nip was able to obtain. I'm happy that my kid is a legend. You know what I mean? Like he ain't even a legend. He passed that. For us in the Crenshaw community, for our section, man, this is what we wanted. This is what we was trying to do. When we chose Nipsey and we put him out in front of the Crenshaw community, in front of our section, that's because we wanted him to be great.
Big U seemed to be mourning the death of Nipsey Hussle, but some people believe that it was all just a facade, and secretly, Big U had something to do with Nipsey's untimely death. But most of the public scrutiny is due to Big U's actions in the aftermath. One of the first things that people noticed is the inconsistencies in his stories when it came to his whereabouts on the day of Nipsey's death. In one interview, he said that he was the first one on scene when he heard about it, but in another interview, he said that he wasn't even in Los Angeles. This seemed odd to a lot of people, that he kept mixing up his whereabouts on the day that a man that he described as his son was murdered. He was also accused of being a little too gleeful at times when discussing his business with Nipsey Hussle. In particular, the 10-year contract that Nipsey signed that was due to expire shortly before his death, but he would never make it to that point. And then there was the infamous IG Live video where Big U was reading comments and somebody said justice for Nip, and this made him and his crew start laughing uncontrollably.
Hey, listen, out of all of the shit I never had understanding and didn't understand was that laugh. Somebody told me they was laughing at something different, but I never asked him about that one. But that was where I dropped the ball. I should have asked him that one. Maybe we could have got better understanding or clarification of what they were laughing at on that one live. That definitely rubbed me wrong and a lot of people. But just because a person rubbed you wrong or laughing at something, it might not necessarily be them laughing at what you're thinking about. It might have been something prior, but let's go.
She was on 6th Ave with 100 cars. We got all the streets blocked. We waiting on UK to come out the house. Everybody's phone blowing up. Nip got hit. Nip got hit. We flying up there. We fly up there and we see the scene. They was accusing me of I ain't even do. And what's funny, I wasn't even in town. So figure that one out. But I ain't gonna dress it. And when Nip left this earth, we was coon by coon, fire on fire. We was together. So no matter, don't let nobody else tell you no different. Because if it was anything other different than that, I'd be gone. He like this. I got nothing to gain. Nothing.
You either got to be gaining something to hurt somebody or preventing something to hurt somebody. Y'all stupid. Y'all sound real stupid.
I signed him to it. It was signed to a 10-year production contract, which started in 2009, which would end 2019.
Crazy.
Tell me what you waiting on. Damn, my mama broke you with justice for them.
For years, Big U presented himself as a reformed gang member turned community activist who was dedicated to uplifting the community that he grew up in, conducting back-to-school events, food giveaways, and running a youth football league. But according to the FBI, this was all just a front for Big U to hide behind while he ran his criminal enterprise as a leader of the Rolling 60s.
Freeway is a fan. Look what he said. He said, love the facts. And the facts are Nip had consistent issues with one person. That's what the facts is. That's bullshit. He had business issues, obviously, at some point because of what happened with the LAX tour and the police coming involved. That was some friction. The other friction was about his equipment and something else. There was no issue about DJ Khaled. And Nip family don't rock with him for a reason. Them are facts. Well, who in Nip family? Because I know Imani do. I know Imani mama do. I know Imani mama China's auntie do. So which one in Nip family? He got extended family. He didn't fuck with Black Sam when before Nipsey died. And so I wouldn't expect them to just, turn a new leaf. But those aren't facts that his family don't rock with him for a reason. You know what I'm saying? That the nigga, what's his name, was a gang member. Black Sam is not a gang member, bro. So him wanting to have a say-so in and doing certain things wasn't just gonna ride. Damn, I thought I had that on my channel, bro. Let me see if I could go back. I push play on this while I find this.
These Crips, and in March of 2025, Big U, along with dozens of other Rolling 60s, would be arrested in a federal RICO case. He would be charged with murder, fraud, extortion, and numerous other charges. The feds claim to have a mountain of evidence against him, along with hundreds of hours of wiretap phone conversations, where Big U allegedly said things like, "I'm the only one from my generation who's still out here killing people," as well as stating that he was the biggest Rolling 60s Crip ever, bigger than Nipsey. And to make the situation even worse, people who were once in his inner circle had been on the internet for years speaking openly about their street business. His former right-hand man, Loose Cannon, would become a mainstay on Adam 22's No Jumper podcast, where he would seemingly admit to doing crimes that were ordered by Big U. He also spoke about what caused them to fall out, stating that they kidnapped Meek Mill and was holding him for ransom. But when the money got broken down, Loose Cannon didn't get his fair cut, and this caused them to have issues. But it wasn't just those around Big U who were talking reckless on the internet. He also got online multiple times, speaking about the importance of checking in to his city. And if you failed to do so, you could possibly be robbed and your life might be in danger.
When I go to Chicago, I respect Chicago wholeheartedly. I check in. When I go to Atlanta, I check in. When I go places, I check in. And I don't think nobody is safe.
Movie production in the hood. That's how we do it, man.
Top flight, baby. Security.
GB running this here movie set in the hood.
Come on out here.
Coming out here and checking in with GB, getting these movies done. You better know it.
Sure.
Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. We can make sure it's done. Movies, videos. But if you don't check it in,
Oh well. Let's go check your ass out.
we're gonna check you in, all right. We're gonna check in all of your equipment. We're gonna check in all of your equipment.
Of course.
And kept you out of it.
Of course. He did that to when I did that to Meek Mills and Rick Ross.
What'd you do to them?
So
the club when you spotted them in the club.
Yeah,
dude. And Meek and Rick have no idea that Draw sent you at him.
No, they sent that because I called Ross. I'm like, Ross,
Boy, this shit getting crazy.
Drop off the 50,000, and we're gonna let Meek live on crib. So Ross dropped off the 50,000, and so me and the homies we go back. He stopped answering the phone. He stopped picking up and shit like that. And we were like, "What you doing?" Like 2 days later, he called me. He was like, "Oh, nephew, where you at?" And I'm like, "Nigga, where my money at?" And he was like, "Oh, I needed it for bill."
Look at this. Just look. If this had come out a few years earlier, plumbers would have been out of a job by now. I'm telling you, one last
way.
But it wasn't just extortions and robberies being talked about on the internet. It was murders as well. A man named Zaire Mitchell, aka Brick Baby, was another person who was close to Big U, and he would also become a popular No Jumper host due to his propensity to speak about murders and bodies that he caught. And some people believe that he implicated himself as being a part of the Little Dirk murder conspiracy that resulted in the death of Quando Rondo's cousin, Little Pab. And although it said that all the shooters were from Chicago, it said that the Rolling 60s Crips helped line it up. Brick Baby would even rap the lyrics that the last body that they caught they got $1 million for. Big U would speak on the Quando Rondo situation, saying that he failed to check in, and how that probably caused him to have the issues that he had in LA. But what's even more interesting is not only Brick Baby's connection to Big U, but also his connection to the man who killed Nipsey Hussle, Eric Holder. He stated that that was his little homie, and how he was there on the day that Eric Holder got put on Rolling 60s. He would also give Eric Holder the same street name as him, showing how close they were. But some people believe that this connection between these three men isn't a coincidence, and that they definitely played a part in Nipsey's death. This theory was all but confirmed in a now deleted No Jumper video featuring Loose Cannon, where he talked about receiving a call from Big U telling him that Nipsey Hussle was dead.
Their whole argument relies on Loose Coochie Ashley. I'm gonna go back to Street TV when he debunks this bullshit. Let's put this shit to end. The Loose Coochie call from Big U that never happened. Nasty word.
Before it had even happened.
And I'm on a phone. He FaceTime me. So he FaceTime me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6 oh, I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
I got more murders than you got squabbles, bitch. In the hood, nigga. Dead on me. Yeah. Nigga got more skulls than you got squabbles in the set, bitch. On the hood. Before, I got more skulls than you got squabbles.
Like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't do shit. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Nigga, this is my boy. He lost his boy. The niggas who did it could be around. Shit, 9 times out of 10, had he asked me, shit, I probably would have been coking.
Big U was facing murder charges as a part of his RICO case, but it wasn't for the death of Nipsey Hussle. It would be for the death of a 21-year-old named Rayshawn Williams, who was the best friend of Big U's son, Dion Henley, who was later drafted to the NFL by the San Diego Chargers. During high school, Rayshawn even stayed with Big U and his family, and he was a standout wide receiver at Crenshaw High School, with hopes of playing big-time college football and possibly even going to the NFL. But after suffering a knee injury, it derailed his career. He had dreams of being a rapper as well, and since they already had a connection, Big U signed him to his record label. He sent Rayshawn out to Las Vegas to work on some material for an album, but it said that Rayshawn wasn't being productive at the studio and was just wasting time. This made Big U very upset. He felt like Rayshawn was disrespecting his reputation and his name in the music business. In January of 2021, Big U flew out to Las Vegas to confront Rayshawn about missing studio sessions. And eerily similar to Nipsey Hussle, Rayshawn would write a diss song about Big U and speaking on his sketchy reputation in the streets. It's said that this resulted in an argument between the two, and Big U said that he was done doing business with him. They left the studio at about 8 p.m. with the plan of Big U taking Rayshawn to his Airbnb to gather his belongings, then taking him to the airport so he can catch a flight back to LA. But 5 hours later at about 1 a.m., Big U returned to the studio alone, sweating profusely and breathing heavy. He told the people that worked at the studio that he needed the camera footage from that night erased. Shortly after these events, Rayshawn's body would be found in the Las Vegas desert with multiple gunshot wounds. His mother stated that their family was always close to Big U, but after Rayshawn's death, he cut off all communication. And she stated that she believes in her heart that Big U is the one that killed her son. And when the feds attempted to get Big U's DNA to see if it matched the DNA found under Rayshawn Williams' fingernails, adding to the speculation that he played a part in the murder. But there's also another woman who claims that Big U played a role in her loved one's death, the sister of a man named Sandor Fasiche, aka Sandman Negus. He was good friends with Nipsey Hussle growing up because their families were close due to having ties to East Africa. He wasn't a Rolling 60s Crip, but some people called him an honorary one because his family owned a convenience store that was a popular hangout for the Rolling 60s. So he used to spend a lot of time around them. And just like his friend Nipsey, Sandman was a rapper as well and started to get some buzz around the city of LA. Big U got word of Sandman's talent and wanted to sign him. But it's said that Nipsey Hussle secretly told Sandman not to do business with Big U, so Sandman turned down the deal. And it said that Big U took this as a form of disrespect. And on the night of September 27th, 2012, Sandman Negus was ambushed as he was leaving the studio and shot multiple times. His murder was never solved, but according to his sister, she claims that Big U is the one who set it up. Similar to Nipsey's brother Black Sam, who doesn't believe that his death was random. He spoke about having a bad feeling even before Nipsey's murder. He said that they had conversations about tightening up their security and making sure that they were moving smart. He also told Nipsey that every time he pulled up to the Marathon store, he needed to give him a call to make sure that everything was okay. But he said Nipsey responded by saying that he wasn't going to be doing that, which caused an argument between the brothers.
How women in the 1940s lost weight.
The first ultra-processed food was Kellogg's cornflakes.
And I take credit cards up there. Like, get shit cracked in. That's what it is.
I know what it is, man. Me and Sam, man, we bros on many levels. Cut from the turf, day one nigga. Cut from back home, same place I'm from. We got the same ethnicity.
Oh yeah. Tell them about that.
Yeah. Nah, you know, we descend from East Africa. That's where our family come from, our folks come from. You know, we out here in America. My pops came out here when he was 19, so I was born and raised out here. But I'm a first generation out of my family, out of the men that's grown up out here. So, you know, we had a different type of struggle. Yeah, same one nigga. So, you know, we getting it though, man. Ain't nothing stopping us. Ain't no brick wall on the speed bumps, my nigga. That's the motto.
We bounce over them.
Yeah, 100.
Well, no distractions, no interference.
Do you know Shitty?
Nah, I can't even. That's the funny thing is, I don't even know the nigga. I can't even put a face to the nigga though. I mean, but he what? My son them age. This me and him talking. This me talking about DJ Khaled. I told him DJ Khaled had gave me his what you call him number, right? And I said I need to talk to Khaled. He said, did you talk to him? But I was doing an interview too, and I said yeah. And I sent him a call, cuz back after the meeting. Nip said off top, let me know once he balances it.
How did this conspiracy theory?
I don't know, man. It's about selling.
Like that?
It's about selling numbers. Who you want? You got to remember this. It's always got to be a bad guy.
Robert Kobe.
Everything in life. And then I'm gonna keep it 100. Me and his brother wasn't cool. Me and his brother wasn't the best of friends.
Did you feel any premonitions before we lost Nip?
No, 100%, man. I think, you know, not to get into too much detail, but there was a lot of big politics getting into it with certain people. And we just chopping it up about a lot of shit, man. Just, you know, making sure that we on point in security. And when we pull up, it's, you know, we like Hustle, when you pull up to the shop, call us. He like, bro, I'm not calling you niggas. when I pull up, I'm not calling you niggas when I pull up and we like arguing and just,
is not
you
no
know,
police officer,
somebody sent him or whatever. And he was nervous. He was supposed to hit that alley with that red shirt immediately, but he didn't do that. He came in and he wanted to check the scene.
Was it as random as what the public thought it was?
From my understanding, old boy walked up with no shirt on first to check the scene because he know what's going on in that parking lot. Had a conversation, probably seen nobody was in the doorways. Checked Hussle had on shorts. Checked everybody else. Left. They say came back with a red shirt on. Tiptoed through the alley and went right and started shooting. So to me, that's premeditated. Number one, there's no red shirts in the hood. You can't buy no red shirt. No liquor store sell no red shirt. Number two, when a nigga come through the alley with a red shirt, that's the throw off, or the Bloods did it. So for me, he felt he was supposed to do a job.
Everybody here already knows Nip, man, and through the music, personally, you know, I swear to God, everything he said in the music was who he was, and it's not too much I can't tell you about him, man. I just hope that he knows we all proud of him. Nip was about demonstrating and coming back that people could walk up, touch, see, and
we get it.
You know, he appreciated whether he said it or not, the pats on the back, and it meant a lot to him. Bro, keep doing your thing, man. We appreciate what you're doing. You making it look good. You know, you putting us on the map. You know, that shit meant a lot to him, and that shit meant a lot to me from everybody who did that. And
Although Big U is facing numerous charges in his RICO case, in the eyes of the law, he's innocent until proven guilty. But it seems like on social media, the people have spoken, and in their opinion, Big U is as guilty as charged. But according to internet personality,
Miss Lisa, I had to stop the show and make sure, I don't know if you heard us last night, we wish blessings and prayers for your family and strength for your family, hoping that your family is within the tender embrace of the Most High. Salute to you. I'm glad that you're here, right? Let's go.
Charleston White, the situation between Nipsey Hussle and Big U was about more than money. It was about more than business or street politics. It was about jealousy. Nipsey was elevating as a rapper and as a businessman, cutting deals with tech CEOs in Silicon Valley and rubbing elbows with people worth hundreds of millions of dollars who had reach all over the world, not just LA, but far beyond the rolling 60s Crips territory that he had become accustomed to. And it's believed that certain people in the neighborhood simply resented his success. But in his heart, even Nipsey knew what it was. He knew what he signed up for when he joined the gang, that no matter how much success he achieved, no matter how much money he made, he would never be bigger than the program. He would always be connected to the rolling 60s, and he would always be married to the gang, for better or for worse.
Neighborhood Nip Hussle, SlawsonBoy.com. Giving y'all the walk through in the turf. We right here on 10th Ave, 9 block, and 60th right here. You know what I'm saying? You heard about it in the songs. 10th Ave, Brian Hurst, Squat What You Get Mad. This the block right here, you feel me? So I ain't really lived nowhere else but in the 60s since day one. 85, August 15, 1985.
You see a solid nigga. Let me explain, hold on. But let me explain something real quick. Let me explain something. Nipsey is the real hood nigga, you know what I'm saying?
I grew up at, this my block, you feel me? So I was a young nigga. 85, I came home right here. My mama house is in the hood, but my granny house is in the hood, you feel what I'm saying? So when I moved over there, I was around the homies all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? I was still getting my little money and shit. I fell under a gang of the older homies and all that. And I started banging the hood. I put on the turf and started pressing the hood. And like, you already know everything come with that, my nigga. If you from LA,
niggas was saying that before Cannon.
Everything that's in the streets. Once you start gangbanging, you gonna be involved with selling dope, selling weed, whatever the case may be. If it's out there, you gonna be involved in it. So once a nigga really like jumped the broom and started pressing the 6-0 shit, it was like everything that the streets had to offer. You know what I'm saying? I signed up for it.
Big U hit Nip Daddy across the head with a bat. His brother had to come out and shoot the gun. Hey, y'all get out. Say, Nip, come on, nigga, we finna come beat you. Because I don't want to pay that $20,000. You say it's over this equipment, but the white folks is pulling me away from the set. I met a Jewish white boy on the front row at the Los Angeles Lakers ball game. Me and this white boy getting drunk. We started talking business idea. This white boy see I'm a sharp nigga. This white boy pulled me into business ventures, the vector sector. Think about when Big U and all the other big homies and the OGs in the hood, they standing in front of Nip shit. They standing on the street corners. When Nip pull up in that motherfucking platinum Jaguar, he pull up in that motherfucking platinum Jaguar, nigga, them fresh ass Puma with all them goddamn chains on, and then he opened up the door. He got a Hollywood bitch coming up out of there, London Lauren, one of the baddest Hollywood bitches we done seen. When the little homies see Nip pull up, do you think they gonna stay here and talk to the big homies, Big U Nip? They gonna make an about face and say, y'all, there go Nip, and they gonna run away from the big homies.
And there go Charleston White, the perfect voice for our community. Shout out Beyond the Fame, Celebrity Stories. We're going to get off of that. We got to get into this video real quick, which debunked all of that. So all of y'all want to ride on, what you call it? Mike B say, you notice that CS2 Wack didn't separate itself from Loose till Damu and Kiwe put together that Loose was working with Wack at the time of the Meek Mill and the rest of the extortion. Oh, that's a fact. Never seen a ninja lie his way into a whole indictment. Mental health is serious. Brickens a J-Cat quiet right. That's when they started saying he was Loose's handler. No, Wack said he was Loose's handler. We didn't start saying it. But let's get to this real quick. We got to go to Street TV, because for those who keep putting this on there, let's put this to sleep. And I hope that y'all spread the word the same way that y'all spread the word that he was or had something to do with unaliving someone he considered his little brother, man. It's nasty work. Let's go.
On like social media and stuff, even if you couldn't put it in the actual TV show, or are we just never going to see this footage?
No, Adam, you are never going to see this footage. You know why? Because this footage does not exist. There is no such FaceTime video call between the fake Loose Cannon and Big U. And in this video here, I will show you how that FaceTime video never existed, and I will be able to prove how the people pushing this narrative, people pushing the existence of this video, Wack100, Sharice Mills, and the fake Loose Cannon, have been lying to you all along, only to promote their mediocre reality TV show and to drag Big U's name through the mud. See, Wack100 has been on an anti-Big U campaign for the last several years, and he's still butthurt about whatever Big U did to him a few years back.
I'm saying hit that like button if you just coming in. This debunk the Big U video tape and audio calling at 30 minutes before Nipsey Hussle was unalive. Pay attention.
You got to understand, when you're dealing with gangsters, gangster things will happen. And you don't run to the internet and cry about spilled milk. So, are you one of those persons that have been waiting since February of 2024 for the fake Loose Cannon to drop that FaceTime video between him and Big U that he claimed he recorded on March 31st, 2019, on the same day Nipsey Hussle was killed by Eric Holder? Well, I'm going to show you how that FaceTime video never existed, and I'm going to provide you with enough ammunition to take Wack100 up on that $100,000 bet.
Interview where his name came up. Let's be real.
Okay, but you realize that's some very, very...
Alex Alonso told niggas back then he'd take Wack up on his $100,000 bet to produce this videotape footage of Big U calling him 30 minutes before Nipsey Hussle was unalive. It doesn't exist.
serious allegations were made during that interview.
So what?
And a lot of them don't really seem to stand up.
Luke, how you know? You a white boy.
I've seen a lot of evidence to the contrary.
You seen what? What you see?
Just
I tell you what, Adam. You're a wealthy man. I'll front the 100. You put up 100,000. I have Luce pull up. If he ain't got what he say he got, I'll pay you 100. If he do, you give me 100.
I'm not really trying to be the guy who decides exactly what happened or didn't happen.
Stop trying to discredit something that you can't. But what we can do, hold on, Adam. I'll front the 100 for Luce. If he ain't got it, I'll lose that. If he got what he say he got, you pay. We got a bet?
No, I'm not getting involved with that.
Then let's leave it alone and keep moving.
Okay.
Now, did you hear?
Hey, ChynaBrim Davis, Mike B, I'm a grown-ass man, stand on my own 10, and could never be in a gang. That's for men that can't stand alone, my boy. Look at who Black Sam is, my boy. First of all, I was a part of a organization that they call a gang, and that's not a weakness. Unity, and see, that's a cold, fucked up mentality, and this is exactly why we got to get on this, right? This dude believes that a gang are for men that can't stand alone. You ever been in a dorm with 30 Crips or 30 of your enemies, and they got knives, and they telling you you got to roll up and you by yourself? ChynaBrim Davis, until you do that, suck my motherfucking dick, nigga. Fuck you gonna talk about what gangbangers do or gang members. Nigga, is you crazy, nigga? Have you ever been stabbed? And then needing help from another brother or working in unison with another brother against outside forces should always be rewarded, nigga. It's called unity. There's strength and power in unity in numbers. ChynaBrim Davis, obviously you don't understand structure. Obviously you don't understand those simple elements of power, nigga. A dynamic that you couldn't even conceive. This is above your pay grade, brother. Talking about some nigga. Say that shit for somebody who don't know. Fraternities get together. Boy Scouts get together. Soon as some niggas get together, it's because they're cowards. That's that white mind in your black behind, ChynaBrim Davis. Obviously you don't know the members I met, even my opposition, that'll come up in the dorm when they by themselves and take 3, 4 fades back to back to back to back. Have you done that, ChynaBrim Davis? So don't tell me what the fuck you gonna do. Let's get back to this.
The manipulation tactics that Wack100 used against Adam 22. First, Adam's whiteness prevents him from identifying regular evidence and people lying. Isn't that ridiculous? But then he challenges Adam 22 to an outrageous bet of 100,000 that ends the conversation on the topic, because Wack has nothing of substance to offer this conversation to say about this FaceTime video. And for the record, this entire video here is specifically aimed at discrediting everything they've said about pushing the existence of this video. Now this guy, this fake loose cannon guy from Fontana made these weird and outrageous accusations and claims on this No Jumper interview that aired in January of 2024. I believe it would have been episode 23, but that video has since been removed off the platform. He claimed that he was going to air the Big U FaceTime video during the airing of his reality TV show in February of 2024.
And then it's like, we were doing a TV show like a while back, right? And I'm on a phone.
They call it a small business, but we know the hours and effort you've put in are anything but small. At US Cellular,
he FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone, and I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got, or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or had it.
Stop what? What you mean? What you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yeah, and
you
we
like
were just talking on regular. So it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it, because
you don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you
and
just
30
never
minutes after you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early.
Well, let me start off by saying that Wack calling Loose Cannon nephew, where there's only a 5-year age difference between the two, is bizarre. Wack was born in 1977, and the fake Loose Cannon, real name is Termaine Williams, was born in 1982. So it's basically a 42-year-old man and a 47-year-old man and a 42-year-old man calling themselves uncle and nephew. All right, but let's get into this clip. Let's dissect this clip and deal with the facts. Now, the fake Loose Cannon said he was doing a reality TV show at the time Big U called him on this FaceTime on the day Nipsey got shot. Well, we never got to see this FaceTime video. But he did introduce this screenshot, which is supposed to represent the video.
Hit that like
And
button.
if you look at the screenshot, you can see the fake Loose Cannon is in his car.
So he said that it would be video footage where you can hear Big U call him and tell him that Nipsey got shot. You're able to see it because he said he was FaceTiming him and while he doing a reality TV show set. Then he can't come with that. So to keep up the lie, he comes with a copied and paste picture. Remember this picture, remember that picture for the date that Nipsey died that he posted. Now pay attention.
He is not on the set of any TV show. But maybe that's just a minor point, because you know how sometimes it's too noisy on the set. It's too noisy where you're at. Let me go inside the car, take this call where it's quiet. But do you put the seatbelt on? Look at this dude sitting in the car with the seatbelt on. And then secondly, he said that he called Nipsey Hussle 30 minutes before he was killed. But let's tap in with an interview that he gave 2.5 years ago, back in February of 2022, where he said Nipsey Hussle called him on that same day.
Oh yeah, don't forget
more
that
into producing and stuff. And then when I figured out, like right before Nip died, he was like, "You got a voice. You need to take over and finish what I'm doing." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, kid?"
Nip told you that?
Yeah. So it was like 30 minutes before he died.
Well, how did he tell you? Through a text or what happened?
No, phone call. He called me.
Right.
Wow. Why do you think Nip would have said something like that?
I don't know. I just figured that he knew he was gonna die.
So he called you and said you need to finish off where he left off?
Yeah, he was like, nobody's like you because these niggas is jealous. They envious of you. I love what you're doing. I love you, little bro. And then 30 minutes later, he died.
Okay. So what's going on here? Well, let me just say that in this video here that I am assembling, you're going to learn the following facts. You're going to learn that the fake loose cannon, Tremaine Williams, never, ever, ever spoke to Nipsey Hussle on that day he was shot and killed, March 31st, 2019. Bro didn't even have his phone number, and they weren't in any sort of communication.
The person from rolling 60s, not that he was the first by far, but from our generation, the person that got the most notoriety from being from the block.
Box. This summer, make KFC your go-to pit stop for $7.
And starting businesses and being an entrepreneur was neighborhood Nip the Great, Kiwe Christ, rest in peace to the homie.
Mm-hmm.
Your brother had his name in his mouth real loosely on No Jumper.
Uh-huh.
And he claimed to have received a phone call that was forewarning of his death by 30 minutes, and it came from a certain individual.
Mm-hmm.
I personally happen to know at that time in Nipsey's life, your brother couldn't get in touch with him because he was trying to get in touch with him through me.
LaQuintez Brooks say, I understand the COINTELPRO, but as a gang member, who was your op? 9 times out of 10, it was another black man. Unity is great when it's for the right reasons. Right is a subjective term, and how to be right is always going to be defined differently depending on who's making the decisions. As far as gang members, we never called ourselves gang members. Only ignorant people who don't even have any idea of their history say they're in a gang. The city hall labeled us a gang. The police labeled us a gang. Nothing different than a fraternity, a sorority, Hell's Angels, the Boys and Girls Club, the Boy Scouts. No different than that. As for, or even more so, no different than the Malinkes. No different than the Mandingas. No different than the Blackfoot tribe. If I don't give a fuck if somebody looks like me, if they try to oppress me or harm me or my family, they become the enemy. You're talking about a black man. All skin folks ain't kin folks, LaQuintez. I hope you can get. I like your. I like that you optimistic, and you have this fantasy of unity of all people that's black, but everybody black is a social construct, brother. A social construct meant to keep us divided, right? There is no race called black. Black is cipher, nothing. So stop trying to look at yourself. What nationality is black? What country? What land? What religion do these black people live? We are the most diverse race of people. We come in all shapes, even albinos, brother. We are Homo sapiens sapiens. Carbonated beings. You melanated. Carbonated beings. You talking about a black man. If a black man come with an AK right now and he tries to unalive a teenage boy for no other reason than where he lives at that point he becomes his enemy. Whether it's a gang, whether it's a tribe, rather it's some savages trying to kidnap, grape, and pillage the land in the motherland or Americas, that's the eye. The police is my eye. In jail, the Serenos, which are Mexicans, a majority Mexican gang, and the white supremacists are our ops. But you're right. That's exact. 9 times out of 10, it was another black man for a lot of black gangs. I know mine's was, but just because they were black, that don't mean shit. This is survival, bro. And just thank God that you was fortunate enough to not have to dwell through the decisions of just being in survival mode. Nina 13, that narrator, just putting together all the rumors and lies Wack100 said, which is bullshit to do. He's a clown. Let's get back to this.
On some with negative energy, so therefore I didn't patch it in. I didn't even let Nipsey know that was reaching out because your brother was like, "You better holler at me." Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, "Yeah, all right," and never passed the message on.
Secondly, on that day, the fake loose cannon, Tremaine Williams, was at home with his wife, Gigi, in Corona. And that's where they received the phone call.
Now, you were with Tremaine on the day that Nipsey Hussle got shot.
Yeah, he tried
March 31st, 2019. Yes. Where were you guys at on that day?
2980 Garrettson Avenue, Corona, California, in the bed, laying down.
And when
we were preparing for we were having a pool party at our house that we were staying at currently during that time.
And do you know if he was in communications with Nip at that time?
No. Nip had never been around us. We had never been around Nipsey Hussle. So who we did know was his baby's mother. That's who we known during that time. But he's never, and like I said, I can only speak for 2018 till now. He has never had any type of relationship with Nipsey Hussle. Never had his phone number. He's never been around us. We never been around him. He's never went to the studio with him. He didn't do any music with him at all during that time. I was there when he did the first interview with the lie that he said about Nip calling him. I just found out about this Big U thing thrown in, but that wasn't the original story. The original story was, Nip called me 30 minutes before he died, and he told me, I think his exact words, Nip told him, continue what I'm doing, be great, because people are just jealous of you. I think that was.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody knows Nipsey, I don't think that he would. I don't even know how that sounds like him. That sounds real weird.
Shortstop podcast, Shortstop in the Field podcast says why Luce didn't go to the funeral and he looking. Hey, Shortstop in the Field podcast, first of all, fuck the union. Let's start there. Fuck the union. Hashtag fuck the union in the chat. Shortstop and Field podcast say Luce didn't even go to the funeral. Nasty work.
In itself. I mean, let's be serious. Nobody's ever heard of this guy, but Nip told him, continue my legacy.
Yeah, you can't generalize like that, King.
And let me just add this, that Gigi is still this guy's wife. They're estranged. Gigi lives in a whole nother state.
Over here. Okay, Robert.
Bro lives in Las Vegas with Sharice Mills, but they never finalized their divorce. So technically, he is still married to Gigi, and the girl Sharice she's just, I don't know, a girlfriend, a mistress. She's with a married man. That's a fact. But I digress, and let me get back to the third fact you're going to learn in this video is that it was Tremaine's twin brother Jermaine that called him up and let him know that Nipsey Hussle was shot.
Gangs, it was
the homies didn't call him.
Hey, bro, I'm a writer.
Now, do you remember where you were at on March 31st, 2019 when you first heard that Nip got?
Hold on. Before we get to Loose Coochie brother expose his lie, Gigi exposed his lie. The video, he never come with the video footage. He comes with a picture he copied and pasted that he took offline of Big U and put with his as if it was a FaceTime, right? Which ain't what he said. But before gangs, it was tribes, bro. I think that I'm gonna have to really write a book explaining the different similarities. And the only thing is being melanated and like us and unifying in numbers is criminalized. So that even people like the brother who said I wasn't talking about you, Deuce, even him believe that it's a problem to be considered a gang. He believed the hype and everything that they said about the gang. And I'm not saying that you don't got pieces of shit in the gang. You got pieces of shit in our community. And a lot of those people are absorbed into the gang and utilized for whatever they can utilize them for. So I'm not saying that that's a lie, but that's society. That's America. But you don't criminalize that for being off the top. But I need to write a book called Before Gangs, It Was Tribes. Before gangs, it was tribes. And then you hear people be like, hey, Dude Sims, you just turned 47. You still in a gang? A gang is not a gang. Are you too old for that? Well, first of all, when niggas took their plans, it was blood in, blood out, to death do us part, right? Nigga, Brim or die. All of this tough shit, when niggas pulled up, some niggas meant that shit. Some niggas, it wasn't just a fad. Some niggas, I wasn't just forced to do this. I understood what I signed up for, understood that I could die tomorrow, get shot and killed today, catch a life sentence the next day. Anything is possible when you sign up for that game. I knew what it was and I meant that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a fad. Well, you too old, that's immature and all of that. Imagine growing up as a part of the Fulani tribe, right? Anywhere. It could be in Mali, South Africa, wherever they got the Fulani tribe. And the custom, the culture, everything that you were taught growing up, the friends, the families that accepted you, that nurtured you, that loved you, that taught you lessons on how to survive, how to flourish, how to treat your wife, how to hunt lions. And when you get 30 years old, somebody tells you you're too old to, that's immature for you to still be associating with the Fulani tribe. It's a problem, me having my cultural ties. No, the problem comes in for those who don't participate in our, when we go against your master, the one that you happily submit to that runs this government. You know what I'm saying? That's where the problem, how dare you think that you could go against massa so that they don't have to face their own cowardice. So they look wise when they look in the mirror and they wife looking at them and realize they're afraid to face their true problem. Institutionalized racism, capitalism, all of that shit. Our dependence upon the government for our basic necessities to live, even body of water, land to live, education. I wish I would let my enemies tell me what it means to be a Brim. Imagine that. But we allow the United States of America, who took this land from us. Salute to all of those who are indigenous to this land. Or they kidnapped us. Salute to those who came and traveled over here on a boat, on a slave ship. Or to those that ran from the Iberian Peninsula to the Americas seeking refuge after the Alhambra Decree. See, we could get into it if you want to get into it. Willie Lynch was to design, and they could argue whether or not he was a real person. These ideals existed, and slave owners utilized them to break slaves, the way you break a horse mentally. So they're submissive to you. When you niggas see any type of group of people that look like us coming together, you already brainwashed to believe and see that with negative connotations. That's a sickness, bro. The trauma that our people still live with because they've been broken mentally by slavery is sick, bro. You got gang members, and I ain't gonna put the homies out there, but that's in the NFL, that's in the NBA. They enjoy life. They play sports for a living. Probably never shot a crip or essay in their life. Might have had a couple fades growing up. Might have socked out some dudes. You know what I'm saying? Had rumbles in the mall, right? Participated, might have went to camp. You know what I'm saying? Our government, the biggest gang repping blue or red, but they ain't got no problem with them organizing, them doing the shit that they doing, going against the law. When they were kidnapping people from the motherland, when they were raping and pillaging the land of the indigenous tribes, most of which are extinct in this country. It's nasty work, bro. Our people think because we organize in any fashion, it's a negative thing. Y'all fucked up. Y'all no longer my peeps if you thinking like that. Because we all we got. If we ain't got each other, then we going to be slaves for the next couple thousand years. Slave to this system. At the bottom of the barrel. Being with your kind. Well, I'm gang. Yeah. John the Moor. Salute to the Moors. Strength in numbers is and always will be a real factor, especially with family. And a lot of times, some people's gang is their only family. Well, that's just how LA gang subculture is formatted. My dad was a fireman, I'm quite sure I would have aspired to be a fireman. But my dad was a gangbanger, a robber, and a nigga became a drug addict. Nigga got off of that. Now he's excelling. Been in and out of jail all his life. You want to know what happened? It was likely that I followed that same pattern, that I was from that same tribe. I represented them same blocks. I done sold crack with my daddy, posted on 38th in Vermont. I'm selling crack, and he's helping me. I'm 14 years old. Right? So, and it's not no justification. I don't need to justify my thug. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of bad things that I'm not so proud about right now. But I don't regret none of them. Because each decision I made was lit with limited cards. You only could play with the cards that life dealt you. And I always felt I made the best decision. The only regrets that I have was homies that we lost, homies that I recruited, right? I taught them survival. So when they didn't survive what was already a trap, the gang warfare, the drug game, etc., or they got a life sentence, free Slim Brim, 7 Drive, you already know what it is. Yeah, those are regrets that I have, how it turns out. Because I wish the best for all of my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to this exposure. We gonna have to get to
got shot.
Yeah, I was at my house. You know, I heard about it like right real time, and then I called my brother about it. Like, hey, check this out. This is what was said, and Gigi was right there, and she could vouch for everything I'm saying. They was laying in bed.
So you called Gigi up after you heard that?
No, I called my brother. Oh. Him and Gigi, they was together.
Okay.
So
he confirmed
they was laying in bed when
Gigi
I told him what happened.
Bed with Luz.
Okay. And were they living in Corona at the time?
Yeah, they was living in Corona.
All right. So back to this
back to this infamous interview on No Jumper, which lasted over an hour and was so outrageous that Adam 22 eventually had to remove this video, but only after he was served the cease and desist from Big U. Let me just add that that's the only cease and desist that Big U ever issued, because you're going to hear about this other fake cease and desist that was sent to the network and that was sent to Loose Cannon about this FaceTime video. Big U never sent that cease and desist.
So everybody knows I got a cease and desist about the Loose Cannon interview that I did with Wack100, and a cease and desist showed up from the one and only. Never thought my life would go in this direction. Never thought I would be getting a legal notice from the big man himself.
Oh,
Big
yeah, I just seen
U.
Big U said he ain't feeling that
Big
shit.
Yusufer.
Big
Is that a diss? Who called, I think that's a whack.
Big Yusufer. Imagine someone with a satanic tattoo on his hand, the satanic beast tattooed on his hand, vilifying a strong black leader in our community, calling him Big Yusufer, as if he's a devil. This man should be paying Big U's attorney fees and an additional $5-6 million. This nigga out of pocket, bro. Let's go.
Term. I don't want to say that, but I get the cease and desist. And so at first I'm taking it as a joke. I'm thinking, this is stupid. I'm a member of the press. I can interview whoever I want. Whoever I interview can say whatever the fuck they want. And I'm just thinking, it's not a big deal. I'm protected as a member of the media, etc. I send it to my legal team. They basically said that as far as these kind of cases go, where on one end you have libel, where you're basically smearing somebody's name and like putting accusations on them that could damage their business, etc. And then on the other side, you have free speech.
Yeah.
They said they think that there's a significant.
Hey, everybody give me a 1 in the chat. Matter of fact, we finna change the fuck a 1 in the chat. We finna change the poll, right? So on the other poll, did Big U send shitty cuz to kill Nipsey Hussle? 57% say no, 34% say yes, and 9% say the CIA did it. So exactly 2/3 don't believe Big U had anything to do with it. The 1/3 Nipsey conspiracy theorists want Big U to be guilty of that. Let's start a poll. He was just talking about his lawyers was telling him, and when he got a cease and desist, that he was leaning on the side of libel for defamation, right? There's no jumper liable for defaming Big U. Basically, did Big U lose business opportunities in Hollywood where he does movies, write movies, all of that? And if he music, people not want to do them because they believe he knocked down Nipsey Hussle. Let's get active in the chat, man. Let's go. We got the new poll. Get active in the poll.
Significant chance that if I went to court about this, I could prevail, but it could potentially be a lengthy legal battle, and that from their legal perspective, when you have free speech over here and libel over here, or defamation, or whatever word I'm attempting to use, our case is a little bit closer to the defamation side. So from our perspective, we have decided to back away from this. This is not a narrative that I was really interested.
His lawyers telling him that what Luz did is leaning closer to the libel side, like he's defaming this dude. They're telling him it would be a lengthy litigation and is leaning towards you losing. So they took down the video, but the damage is done. 5 million subscribers just on this channel. It went viral. Let's go.
In pushing in the first place, the idea that Big U had any sort of criminal doings in his adult life, or that that he was involved with anything with Nipsey. This is not something I ever really bought in on. It was kind of a surprise to me that it got trotted out on the podcast. I don't have to make this kind of statement about why we decided to remove it or whatever. But I did ultimately make the decision to take it down.
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
Eventually, Adam22 had to remove that video. But after everyone in the social media community learned that Loose Cannon was a liar, learned that he couldn't be trusted, saw that Adam had to take the video down, why did people continue to interview this guy? For example, he goes on Cam Capone. Not once, but twice. And pretty much told 85% lies. Then he found himself on Drinks with Jinx, where he did the same thing. And then surprisingly, this really shocked me, Adam22 invited him back on No Jumper for another interview of lies.
You ended up getting it, and that caused you to not be able to release the footage. But did you consider releasing the footage on like social media and stuff, even if you couldn't put it in the actual TV show? Or are we just never going to see this footage?
So what I was...
Hey, Kiwe James says, so why not turn this energy towards the enemy, but instead that energy is towards our own nasty work? Well, I hate when our people try to push that narrative. We definitely got sores that need to heal. We definitely got to keep pushing to bring down the number of senseless murders. I don't seek to have 0 murders in our community. It's not just black on black crime narrative, bro. It's called crime by proximity. If I Google right now, black on black crime, I think the percentage is like 91% of blacks or so-called blacks that get unalive are by 91% of the time or by other black people. But then you go to Caucasians in America, and it's like 87% of all Caucasians unalived are unalived by Caucasian people. And the same thing with different Asian communities. If there are people that unalive people in your community, it betters the chances. If you're fucking niggas bitches in your hood and it's predominantly black, chances is if this bitch nigga killing somebody for doing it, it's gonna be a nigga that look like him. That's called crime by proximity, bro. So that narrative is crazy. We definitely got to keep working. We do that. Maybe you new here, Kiwe J. Go check out the page, Active Charitable Org. See how active we are in the community on the West Coast positively. But don't think that just because you black, that's an excuse to exploit our community or paint negative pictures of our kinfolks or go against what's in the best interest of our people. We're going to go against you every time. But yeah, let's turn it on the enemy. Kiwe James, I think we found common ground, brother. Salute Shalom. DM me. Let's talk about it. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? And go follow that Patreon, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to Adam 16. And we get on all the Mountaineers too.
I was going to tell you,
why you ain't over there on the Mountaineers? Let's start
like a poly test on the next interview.
Okay.
Me and you, a poly guy, and you got asked the question.
So, I don't know. When do we get to a point in our journalism where we identify certain people that are just bad for the culture because of the blatant and fraudulent actions of these people? When do we just say enough is enough?
But all right, let's get back to the original interview that he gave. I want to believe that at some point in this interview that Adam realizes that this guy is lying. In fact, he says it on the following episode that he didn't quite believe many of the claims that he was stating in that interview.
Okay, but you realize that some very, very serious allegations were made during that interview.
So what?
And a lot of them don't really seem to stand up.
But nevertheless, Adam still posted that video. Adam still put it on his channel. And it just shows that we're at a point in time where we do not care what people say. We're just trying to run up our channels, run up our views, try to maximize our profits, regardless of who it slanders, who it defames, and what type of damage it does to individuals and families. That's where we're at right now.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every done.
I'm getting back on track with facts to very fresh.
Get all that money on commercial.
But what this video did, it allowed Loose Cannon to basically say that Big U was responsible for a homicide or had a role in it or had prior knowledge to it when this homicide has already been adjudicated. It has already went through the entire justice system from beginning to end. We had a full trial and bro was found guilty alone. Eric Holder is the sole assailant in this case. Period. There are no other conspirators. In the last 5 years since Nipsey been killed, not one single person has been identified by the police or by the public with proof and evidence of having prior knowledge or involvement in the homicide of Nipsey Hussle. Not a single soul.
It's for the
not Cowboy, not Rimpaw, not Cousin Lathan, cousin Carrie, not Big U. Who else?
Yeah,
not any of the people that are in the parking lot. I've even heard that Kid Flashy, aka Mr. Baedga, that was getting the haircut in the barbershop, he was involved in some kind of way. Someone in the car wash was involved. There are no other assailants or participants involved. The LAPD made an examination into all of Eric Holder's telephone records. They did the same thing for Bernita Nicholson.
Right,
in fact, they searched Bernita Nicholson's apartment. They searched her mother's apartment. They took her car. They even dumped everything off her phone. And they found nothing. Eric Holder's defense conceded that he was the only assailant.
I didn't take it that way, James Kiwe.
Nowhere in the defense were they trying to say that there was additional information linking other suspects. And defense attorneys will do that if there's an opening for that.
We gonna
and then the last thing that this interview does is it makes a claim that a video exists between Big U and Loose Cannon where it's supposed to link him to having prior knowledge. And I think it was pretty obvious that this dude was lying when he said it. And his reason for not posting the video on his TV shows because he received a cease and desist. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There was no cease and desist from Big U.
Now, peace, Keith.
Wack, Loose Cannon, and whoever is working in their camp actually hired this attorney and paid her to create a real fake cease and desist to make it seem like it was coming from Eugene Henley. And all it takes is a phone call to call a lawyer, say, hey, I want to cease and desist. How much is it going to cost me? So what we ended up doing is we followed up with this attorney, and also a complaint was filed against this attorney as well. So this attorney has no link to Big U whatsoever. In fact, he filed a complaint with the California State Bar saying his name got dragged into a cease and desist that he has nothing to do with.
Now, they tried to produce some paperwork last week that,
oh my God,
that Big U wrote a cease and desist letter to the reality show company and to your brother Termaine. And Big U immediately debunked it. He said, I have nothing to do with that letter. But they're, running around the internet producing all of this stuff. And it's just, it's really looking goofy.
The reason why they did that is so when people tune into their reality TV show, they can sit there and say, "Oh, the reason why we couldn't show this is because he sent this, and we don't want to get sued, or the network don't want to get sued." All that is made up. That's fabricated. That makes.
Well, that's enough. Hit that like button. So that's enough at exposing Loose Cannon and his lie, how he took the picture, all of that shit. We finna go to this real quick, and I think we'll be done. Tomorrow, I'm gonna flame Corey King up. Hey, pork butts, you get another day off. I gotta run this on Corey King rat ass in 050 China.
Y'all see it?
Hit that like.
That Miami vibe. It's that Miami vibe, baby. I'm only in town for a night.
Okay, Papa, look at that water. Beautiful. Free Big U in the
That's
chat.
how they
man.
treat their guests around here. You dig? Can't even get out the door. And 26 floor on this thing.
Hey, move.
You did? Miami Beach just because we jump off. You did? Let's say Dad Henley. Y'all see that?
So proud of Dayon. He was so proud of Dayon, man. Salute to Dayon Henley, man.
You think they made this thing big enough for me to fit in there? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you're sitting there, you know what I mean? Just for the guests. I ain't got no guests. I'm only in town for a night. Yeah. Again.
Two Capone, salute, man.
Again.
I thought the DJ Khaled and them were getting extorted. Look like they being cool. We got old video. We got new video. So who didn't like?
Yep.
How is that stopping?
I'm in town for a night, y'all. Party up. You know what I mean? All the time.
Don't be caught with your drawers down.
What we doing? What we doing? Huh? Oh, this that money. This that money, baby. This that money. It's that money. I can see it when you talk. Even when you walk, it's a home on me. It's like candy. Ah. I can feel it if you feel it too. How that song go? The homie just walked in. Pete!
Yo, what's up? What's up? What they say? Oh, yo, what they say about the song? They be fucking taking. I tried to give a charge earlier. It was like, oh, we waiting, whatever.
I'm sitting there on live. My nigga Pete just walked in.
You already know what it is. Big you, my big motherfucking brother, man. What's up? You know we outside tonight, man. Birthday party tomorrow.
Yeah, did.
Movie tonight, you know what I'm saying? Fat Joe, DJ Khaled, you know, the whole TS. You know, Big, you gotta be on deck on that all the time.
All the time. We just here chilling, man. We gonna get these massages.
That's what we need.
We gonna go up tonight.
Rest in peace, guys. Rest in peace, Nick.
Just stay doing it. You did.
Right.
All you gotta do is say something crazy. Let's go hit the block button. You'll see yourself removed. Oh, we met at LA Film School? That's right. I hope you're working on it. I got a lot of film projects I'm working on right now. Yeah, we're going up, man. We're going up.
Tonight is lit. Club 11. You already know we outside.
What club we going to?
Club 11.
We're going to Club 11 tonight.
The hottest shit in Miami. Club 11.
Yep. All I do is uplift people, man. I don't worry about this fuck shit, man. Y'all gotta understand, man. People gonna talk. These lanes make money off of using Big U name. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna never pull up. One thing is for certain, right? Everything they say, Big U did it, man. They got me doing so much motherfucking shit, I don't even know what the fuck I don't even know what I'm coming. Then I didn't do it.
We got you in a whole bunch of different places at one time.
At one time. They say, y'all, you know what's another new one too? I got into it with Fats. Let me give y'all the information on that. I ain't never got into it with Fats. Fats is my little homeboy. Ever in my life, me and Fats ever got into it with nobody. Never, ever, ever, ever. So, you gotta figure that one out anyway. So, all that shit them fuck niggas telling y'all stupid for listening to any of that shit. But, y'all been listening and responding to this fuck shit these niggas been saying for the last, 6, 7 years. Why you gonna stop? Not longer than that. Longer than that. Y'all was accusing me of shit that I ain't even do. And what's funny, I wasn't even in town. So figure that one out. But I ain't gonna address this.
Don't forget
we winning.
This part.
How about that? We winning.
That's a fact.
We ain't losing.
We definitely winning.
We ain't losing. We winning. We doing positive work. You know what I mean?
We got the motherfucking juice, nigga.
Got the juice.
How about that? We can go anywhere, any motherfucking way, all over, anywhere.
We can go anywhere we want to go.
Anywhere we go, we set. Y'all gonna figure that out tonight when we touch that town tonight, man.
Y'all need to get y'all math right too. How y'all say I was jealous of somebody, and then y'all say I was getting $1 million a year? Your math ain't correct, man. I'm getting $1 million a year, and I'm jealous of a motherfucker. Y'all gotta get this shit correct.
Yeah, niggas got the game fucked up.
I got the game. I'm getting $1 million a year, but I'm jealous of somebody. I'm hating on somebody. Come on, man. I'm having fun. Let me tell you what I do. I put over, up to now, 1,000 kids, over 1,000 black men, Hispanic kids, women in college. I've helped and been instrumental in over 12 black boys from South Central LA making it to the NFL.
Me neither, man.
Being the last one. I ain't finished yet. You know what I mean? I donate. I'm the one, Big U, that all of the first one to ever do 3-day weekends for our neighborhood.
All right, Sean Hines.
And now you
Good
see all
luck
these
tomorrow
dudes
with your
doing
big day,
with
kid.
the concert, food giveaway, health and wellness. Better look that up, developing option. That shit go all the way back to 2007. I was doing that. So everything you see all these other people laying claim to, that came from me. I'm the first one. So you want to talk about what I did do. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that I have produced men and women who are successful. Successful black men. Successful Hispanic men. I've done that. You know what I mean? Now you get one of these other lanes to say they've done what I've done to help people. You can't. I don't care who he is, how much money he got. You got young brothers who started schools, did all that. They just not getting to where I've already been doing. I've been doing this 21 years of developing option. 21 years. Ain't nobody. You can't bring a name that did more in their neighborhood than me. I'm the one set the trend.
Right.
It ain't not one organization. Go on YouTube, you'll see it. I was giving food away a long time ago. Doing scholarships, buying clothes for kids, sending kids to school. Right now, to this day. I wasn't selling nothing. I don't sell nothing in my neighborhood. I give it away. Watch that. And that's what I'm proud of. But you ain't gonna put that on me though. You're gonna put the bullshit on me. And I'm gonna keep doing it right. I'm gonna keep helping kids. All my kids play free football. You know what I mean? You ain't got no heart, weirdo. What? When you gonna start working with? I ain't really been on music, man. I ain't been on music in years. I mean, I just help promote and push whatever artist, but
right.
You know what I mean? I ain't on music like that though.
We into more. We into shit more interesting.
Yeah.
Fuck the movies. Fuck that all that music shit, man. We working.
We gonna take them to the Damu Kiwe.
Got a lot of TV and movie projects, you know what I mean, that I'm working on. I find that more satisfying. Nah, man, listen, Nip didn't never go against the gang, boy. Don't believe that. Nip was always 100, man. Nip was my loved one. And like a son. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And when Nip left this earth, we was coon by coon, fire on fire. We was together. So don't let nobody else tell you no different. Because if it was anything other different than that, I'd be gone. Believe that. It was 100 motherfuckers. He had a letter from the president. I'm gonna tell you one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Nah, that shit going, man. Sound travel.
But I'm gonna take.
Look, man. The best selling tool that anybody got is hate and jealousy. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it 100. Just keep it 100. You know, just the fact of the matter is, what would I gain by hurting my own son? You know what I mean? What would I gain from that? What was I gonna gain? Y'all eat it like this. Eat it like this. I got nothing to gain. Nothing. You either got to be gaining something to hurt somebody or preventing something to hurt somebody. Y'all stupid. Y'all sound real stupid. Like stupidity.
Now, motherfuckers don't know you. Motherfuckers that be thinking and go with the hype and all that.
Yeah.
That just be motherfuckers that be hating and motherfuckers that don't know you. When you know somebody, you know what I mean? You know the person, you know what I mean? It'd be different stories. But now, you know, everything is social media and all that.
That's what it is. They get on there and say what they want to.
They can say, yeah, exactly. They can
You know
say
what
they want to.
But
The facts is the facts.
Facts are the max.
Nipsey was our fucking brother.
Yeah.
He was my little man.
We ain't gonna even talk about that no more.
I mean, I just want to just let that be known. I know
Yeah.
for a long time.
It's stupid. Like I said, we ain't even gonna address that shit because it's stupid.
Man,
Like, you really stupid and you really fuck niggas. You know what I mean? Y'all should understand when somebody trying to sell y'all something. The biggest selling name on the West Coast, you got to say Big U name. You want to sell something, Big U. They want to do something, Big U. They want to do Big U. Big U. Y'all don't get this shit yet? They died down, then next week, watch when they trying to sell a documentary, a movie, a book or something, Big U. Oh, I got some shit for a motherfucker though. I got something, you want to see something, you want to hear somebody say something that you don't know. It's going to be earth-shattering. Keep on. We're going to go on Damu Kiwe Conversation. I'm going to do an interview on Damu Kiwe Conversation.
You heard what he said, nigga. Heartbreaking. We gonna go on Damu Kiwe Conversations. Hit that like button, man. Free Big U in the chat, man. That just really brightened up my day, man. Hearing it, hearing him reiterate that as soon as he was talking about exposing some shit, that everything is about to be exposed when this case come out. All those people who pointed the fingers at Big U is going to look stupid when it comes to Nipsey Hussle. You're going to hear the true stories. Some things I'm sure Big U didn't want out because he told me to make sure I never put them out. Facts about what was going on. Big U, we ain't forgot about you. Crenshaw District needs you. Los Angeles needs you, and more like you. They took you away from us in the physical, but you showed us. Tiny Draws took the best parts about you, and he's trying to work it. Critter did the same thing. He's trying to work it. All that other shit they talking about, Big U, I never met that Big U. The Big U I met was a leader in Los Angeles. Fuck some gangbang shit. We never vibed on no gangbang shit. He is 60 and I'm a Brim. We vibed on being melanated kings, trying to help each other, trying to change the narrative in our community because both our passion was that. Hey, man, South Central, stand up. Crenshaw District, Exposition Park, Jefferson Park, Inglewood, Watts, the Hub, the Dub. Salute, Long Beach. Salute to California, man. We up out of here. Real ones. Free Big U. Tomorrow, tap in. We on you, Corey King, the Rat.
I stay dangerous and keep a weapon.